What's going on, everyone? This is Not Cool in High School.
Because I was not cool in high school.
Thanks, man. I don't know what episode we're on. But yeah. Was it?
56.
56.
Oh, baby.
Killing
Good
it.
job.
We're going to change it up, see how it goes. I know we got some feedback saying you guys liked hearing what we're into and talking about what we watched or played over the week. So we'll try to be a little more mindful and maybe try some new games or movies or comic books. We're going to start a whole comic section next week. We're going to have Matt Turner, Matt Turner call in and do like a comic book talk, which hopefully will inspire me to start reading some more books. So we'll do that.
I pulled up the list of what's coming out then.
Cool.
It's a lot, so I won't go over every so
Yeah,
cool.
I have a lot of catching up to do, so I think I'm going to go on my comic site.
Oh,
and,
okay.
grab
the comic site. Someone told me even another one. I forget who it was.
Find out the link. Let me know.
Yeah, I forget the name of it. It sounds like ridiculous, like white orange or something like that. It sounds like nothing like
You wouldn't think it would be
comics.
a comic app. Yeah,
I think this was like getcomics.co or something.
Yeah.
If you want to take a look at it.
so easy.
Yeah. So the first little bit of news is for some strange reason, and I hope. I mean, if you're one of our listeners and you think this, we're going to hopefully set you straight here. PS4 showed that amazing Unreal Engine footage last week, and it was awesome, man. PlayStation. PlayStation showed this amazing Unreal Engine footage, and some people think that's exclusive to PlayStation. It's not. No, Unreal Engine is an engine that pretty much majority of the games that are going to be coming out are going to be running on.
Yeah, Gears of War was built on that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And what's the Hellblade game that Xbox showed off? That the only really game they first showed that's actually on the Unreal Engine.
Most games are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
all of Assassin's Creed. I think even the first one.
You look in the back of the game. Guess what? Unreal Engine symbol.
It's
like,
2003.
So
or
what you're
brainer,
seeing,
guys.
if it looks fantastic on PS5, it's also going to look fantastic on Xbox. Just be happy that this next generation of consoles is going to look absolutely fantastic.
A lot of people are going to win. It's going to be an essential win-win for whoever, no matter what.
Another thing,
good.
Xbox is also telling people that Xbox titles will be compatible for the first year and a half. That doesn't mean all games that are going to be on the Xbox will be backwards compatible with other systems. The first developer already said that their game will not run on the older system. It's going to be exclusive to the new system. Is the new game the Medium?
Okay.
They said what they want to do with that game.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, what they want to do with that game, they're not going to dumb it
for-
down and put it on the next.
You need some games that are just for the new system.
Yeah.
And, like, the fact of the matter is, too, like, I know, like, when Nintendo would release, like, a Legend of Zelda game, like Twilight Princess, or, like, any other ones, and it's on the life of the system, like GameCube, it came out for Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
came
I got
out
it
for
for
the
that
GameCube.
because I didn't want to do this.
But then and then it came out for the Wii U then, too. Like, you know, one or the other at this point, it seems.
And that was weird because they flipped it because they said, well, most people are right-handed, so we're just going to flip the whole game.
Yeah, because I think Link is
left.
Are you lefty?
Yeah.
No, Link is left-handed.
Yeah,
Yes,
Link is
Link is
left-handed.
left-handed.
Yeah.
So they took the whole game and went and flipped it.
Reverse.
Yeah, like in a mirror mode.
I never noticed that Link. I mean, I'm not a huge
only
Zelda player.
for the Wii.
GameCube.
The Wii
GameCube,
Wii.
yeah.
Not Wii U. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never watched the show. I don't know. I know you haven't. I'm not sure if you watched it. The Batwoman show.
I haven't had the chance.
Well, they're recasting Batwoman. Ruby
she
Rose.
quit.
Ruby Riot has
I'm gonna
quit.
say Ruby Riot. That's what I know. So if you know wrestling, she's not on the show. But
Yeah,
that's what
Ruby
I'm gonna say.
Rose quit.
Apparently, she's very polarizing. I don't know anything about her.
She's really attractive.
Let's see.
She's very popular.
I disagree. For me, I don't think so.
I think she has really nice eyes.
But
I think she's average.
I don't know anything about her except she did
I like her
Batwoman.
unique look.
She was naked on Orange is the New Black.
Oh, okay.
She's very popular on that show.
Yeah. I turned it on the one time. Well, Hottie was watching it the one time, and I looked up from my phone and seen this girl naked, and I was like,
Hey,
how you doing? Who's that? She goes, oh, that's that Ruby Rose girl that was going crazy about. And I was like,
Ruby Riot.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, I think that's a role that can be easily replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched the show, but like I said, it was like iconic. I'm like, iconic. Come on now. I like Batwoman, but come on now. It's not Batman.
From what Yas said, he said the show started off really bad, then it got good at the end, and then now they're recasting.
Yeah, I haven't seen a second of it. The suit looks cool.
The suit does
Yeah.
look cool.
I
She
don't
said
like
it
it.
was a hard decision for her.
Yeah, I wonder why she.
I don't like the red hair coming out of it though.
Yeah, that's what that new Batwoman does. Like, I don't like her short hair. In the comics, she has short red hair, and then she has like a red wig, which I'm stupid. Like, just either have.
I
the hair
kind
or
of
don't.
dig the new Batgirl look with the purple, where she's like purple and she kind of
Yeah.
is gadgety and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that look.
Barbara Gordon.
That's called the
I didn't know.
Batgirl of Burnside. Where she
Is
has,
it
like,
Barbara
little-
though?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it? Oh,
It
so
should
Barbara.
be.
It's like
She's a
Barbara, but
redhead,
she's
yeah.
not. No, I'm saying in the
Oh.
Batgirl comic where she's like gadgets and stuff now.
She's Barbara Gordon.
So is it like she's not
walked-
paralyzed?
Yeah. They kind of got rid of that. Didn't happen.
Oh. Oh.
Different universes.
Yeah.
This is why
Well,
I hate the bullshit.
when they had their
with the multiple
the
universe.
rebirth, that never happened. Joker
Yeah.
never.
Aw,
Well, while we're on DC news,
I know.
the Snyder Cut, we're getting it. HBO Max
of Justice League. Make sure you
of
say
Justice League. Justice League Snyder's
Tell
Cut
me.
is coming to HBO Max. I think I might get it. It's like I think it said it's $11, and it's
Is it a streaming app?
yeah, it's another streaming.
Now,
app.
do you need regular HBO?
I don't think so. No.
Oh,
And you know what
that's
else
fine.
you can watch on that?
Mhm.
Sesame Street.
You can watch.
This is true.
From what
South Park.
From what I've been looking
South
at,
Park,
everything's going to be on it. Sesame Street, South Park, Rick and
Friends.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty, Friends.
I knew Sesame Street was on for like a little
Game
while
of
there.
Thrones. I've never
Yeah.
watched Game of Thrones, so I can get HBO Max and catch up.
Oh, great
Westworld.
show.
Apparently,
Bad
I heard
ending,
the
great
third.
show.
I heard the third season's like
Yeah.
Of what?
of Westworld. People are like,
I don't,
oh
I don't know
god.
anything about it.
What
Apparently, it
else?
was good like the first 2 seasons. I'm like, oh.
I know HBO.
I would have liked
Max.
to watch it. Even my manager talked about it.
Really?
Too. He's like, wow, Westworld's awesome.
Too many streaming apps.
I
Yeah.
heard
I'm
bad
sure.
things about
Well,
Westworld.
he posted and said that the Snyder Cut of Justice League will be released on Blu-ray then. So,
It's
Oh,
gonna-
good.
Oh, will be.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it will be.
all those streaming sites are going to end up, collapsing into each other. There's going to only be
Yeah.
very few
That's too
strong
many.
ones that are going to still survive. Or
I can see that. Yeah. 'Cause
Yes, I know.
who needs 15 of them?
Yeah.
Just 15. Still paying for 15 streaming sites is cheaper than paying for one cable bill.
Yeah, I seen someone shared a stupid meme. It was like, I bet you can't say you have Hulu, Netflix, and Disney Plus. I'm like, that's like $35 a month. That's not something to brag about.
Yeah.
Most people do have 3 streaming services.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of some sports. I don't know why I was going to say sports. More superhero related stuff. Umbrella Academy is coming back for season 2. I have not finished season 1 yet, but what I've watched of season 1, I really, really enjoyed.
Got to watch that show.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. It's really cool.
Really good.
Really good show.
haven't
Me
seen it.
and Heidi were watching it,
Very
and then it was one of those things where we're like, we couldn't watch it without the other one, and then we just kind of stopped watching TV together. So I didn't finish. I think she finished it, and she's not telling me. She pulls that shit every now and then. She'd be like, I'm already done the show because you were taking too long. I didn't want to say nothing. So she pretends like if I'm watching a show and she falls asleep 4 times watching it, I'm like, she's already watched this shit. She's not interested at all. She's already seen it. So maybe I'll test her with Umbrella Academy. We'll start watching it.
I believe it was an Image comic.
It
Or
is.
Dark Horse?
Now wait.
I forget.
I'm-
Lead singer of My Chemical Romance wrote it.
Oh, okay. He
Yeah.
wrote that one Spider-Man thing where it's like a spider robot thing.
Yeah.
It was the issue right after Gwen Stacy was Spider-Gwen's first
I
appearance.
do feel like it might be a Dark Horse comic for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason.
I
something.
think you're right. Yeah,
Let's check it out. And
All
while
right.
I'm pulling up,
I know nothing about it, so I can't
it's
say.
really good.
I heard it's pretty. They're like the X-Men, right?
Yeah, they are.
kind of. It's like the X-Men meets the TV show that used to be on Hulu called Misfits.
Yes.
Oh.
Like this weird global event somehow creates
People powers.
these superheroes, but the way these superheroes are created is these women just leave their house one day, and then this weird global phenomenon happens, and these girls get pregnant and give birth within
Oh.
minutes. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, so like they left their house not pregnant,
Yeah.
and during the course of that day had a baby.
That's horrible.
Knocked up and
Well, at
went
least
through the
it's
whole thing.
randomized.
At least they get it out.
Yeah,
They
No
do.
epidural.
And it comes out like that Saturday Night Live skit with Will Ferrell. Was like, and he has to watch.
yeah. It's insane. Like the one girl jumps into a swimming pool and she hits the water and
Baby
it
comes out.
and
No more,
there's
I'm
blood
thinking.
all over the place.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And then a rich individual goes around and tries to collect a whole bunch of them to make his own group of superheroes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
A very
that's not
good
bad.
cast too.
Yeah.
and
Dark
they're
Horse
all
Comics.
in an umbrella.
Dark Horse
I
Comics.
thought that was.
It's
wait.
Dark Horse
No.
Comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, bring them all in it like an umbrella.
Yeah, umbrellas
Okay.
behind it.
Umbrella
Resident Evil.
Academy.
I would
No.
tell you their powers, but if you have not seen season 1, it is a spoiler, so I will not
Yes.
go into superpowers.
Well, that's
Um,
very nice of you, Tony.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate it.
Because I mean, some they do show, and then there's some that are like, well, what does this person do? And then you're like, oh, I guess you got to find out. Yeah. I think the main ones I can kind of talk about, there's a time traveler
Well, I think there's probably someone that turns invisible. There's someone that's super
typical.
strong. There's someone that's
Yeah.
super fast. I've never seen the show, but I can tell you this.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
super strong one. There's
There's a telepath.
yeah,
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 see?
telepath. There's a telepath, and then there's one that can
Somebody
see.
can shoot power, like
see
force.
dead people.
Okay.
Yeah,
And like when you watch like all the superhero stuff, it's like when does it eventually like run all together? Or what's so different about them then too? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's the
Yeah.
way you approach them. And I think Umbrella Academy is fresh when it comes to taking someone who has a superpower, but putting them in a different situation that is not like anything you've seen before.
very
I agree
good,
with that.
very good job there, Tony. That's A Hero with 1,000 Faces. It's an old work of literature that actually deconstructs all that kind of stuff. So
Old
good
Man
job.
in the Sea, like
Yeah,
for Hemingway.
nailed it.
Well, okay.
That's a legitimate piece of art, literature too. That's pretty neat.
Whoa.
Your
Oh,
watch is that loud. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually really impressive that your watch is that loud.
Oh, I think that was my phone.
Oh, was it?
Oh, that's
Even though
it.
I have it on vibrate, it's still going to go off
Oh.
twice. I don't know
Just
why.
think of that. Back in the day, Dick Tracy watches exist.
yeah, yeah.
That's right. I feel like
It
James
happened.
Bond
Yeah.
with this watch.
Yeah.
That's why I got it.
I got one of those fancy watches, and the battery would just drain too fast on them.
Ugh,
And
yeah,
I was-
the early
Oh,
ones, they
God.
would die real
they
quick.
were bad.
This one's pretty good.
Mafia. I'm a big fan of the Mafia games.
Just the Mafia. You're just
yeah.
a big fan of Mafia.
I am. I'm
Mafias.
obsessed with the Italian mob or any mafia, like the history of. Like I have a DVD upstairs. It's like a book, and it's all the history of like
Oh,
the
wow.
Irish mob.
It's
It's
it's fascinating.
With the Yakuza.
so good. The Italian mob literally created our government.
First it was Yakuza. Now we're back to the mafia. We're into the gangs. It's awesome.
No, I'm just saying.
But the Mafia
Yeah.
video games, there's 3 of them. They are going to do a remastered trilogy of the 3.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
nifty.
All in one package?
I believe so, yeah.
They should.
I never played them, so.
They're fun. That was actually the Mafia 1 was the first game that if you didn't drive the speed limit or if you didn't obey
pulled over.
traffic, you get pulled over.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You had to and there's a button you can push to no matter how hard you hit the gas, you would stay at your speed limit.
Oh, like a cruise control.
Yeah. And cops would actually attempt to pull you over.
Wow.
Yo, you drive a little faster, slow it down.
Was that on PlayStation 2 and regular
Yeah.
Xbox, I think, the first one?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the last bit of news I have, and then I'm going to turn it over. Actually, no, I have one more bit of news after this one, and then I'm going to turn over to Bree because she has 2 stories she's going to cover, and then Andy and Ben are going to talk about some stuff. But the last 2 things I have is the Mahoning Drive-In is reopening for June 5th and June 6th. I don't see why it can't be opened.
You're in your car.
If you can't do
Yeah.
that. You know what
And
I
you
mean?
can't park real close to somebody. I mean, you physically can't unless you want to scratch your car up.
I think what they're doing is you can order your tickets online, so you just show up and walk up with your phone and be like, scan your phone, and you're like, okay, cool.
through the window too.
Yeah, through a window, and then while you're on your phone, you can order your concessions, and then just walk up and it's already at the counter for you. And
That's
then,
awesome.
And then you have
That
a line.
sounds nice no matter what.
Yeah, it sounds like honestly, the social distancing is making buying stuff awesome. Like you go to a beer place and it's just you could order ahead, have it all there. You have little spots in line where you're not asses to elbows. Give you a little room.
Asses and
Because when you're at the grocery store and the old person come up and push their cart into you, but you can't get any closer.
Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, so they're going to do stuff like that.
And their gimmick, right? They always play old movies, but collections of old movies.
Yeah. Like the weekend will be like,
I
we're
was
doing
there, but-
Ghostbuster 1 and 2.
Yeah, but no movies are playing. I turned in to see and look at it. It's pretty
I
cool.
think
It has
so.
a real old-fashioned sign. I think they finally fixed it last year.
Yeah.
I think they're playing a Mad Max trilogy. I think.
Yeah, they do stuff like that.
And that's really neat. I would really, before this whole thing, I really would have loved to do the Cinemassacre night
Oh, yeah.
because Mahoning Drive-In had Cinemassacre. That
Yeah.
would be like Angry Video Game.
Yeah, he was there.
Those
and
guys,
all his
all
buddies,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, and just to hang out, chill. You get to. It's like a meet and greet, pretty much.
Yeah, do you know
It's
where
pretty
that's
cool?
at? It's you go out towards South Tamaqua and you keep going out 448. I forget what it is, but it's really easy to get to.
That's
It's a
not
straight
like in
shot. It's
Andrews, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
it's nice. Then you go a little more and you go to Lee Heighton and Jim Thorpe.
And then the last bit here, Fred Willard passed away, 86 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't know who it was the first time I see his picture. I'm like, oh wow, he was in Dodgeball.
He plays
and
like
Anchorman.
he plays like the goofy dad.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
a ton of stuff.
Amy's dad on Everybody Loves Raymond.
No, I didn't like that show. I was one of the people
was-
that did not love it.
He was.
I like that show.
I love that show.
I didn't like the lurch-looking brother. Or
You don't
whatever he
like
was.
Brad Garrett.
Oh.
No,
You didn't like him.
I didn't like anybody on that
You
show.
scumbag. Why
I
not?
was like Raiden.
Brad got the shitty end of the stick, man.
I think they both
He
got
got-
the shitty end of this thing.
No, Ray didn't get the shitty end of the stick. Brad Garrett got the worst.
everybody, it's me. I talk like Kermit. See?
But no, for real though, I liked Brad Garrett on that.
I mean, like,
He was the fat dog on Two Stupid Dogs.
oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
He's
you
in
learn
a
something new.
lot.
I
Yeah.
love that.
And how about Fred Willard? That
And,
guy.
and Fred Willard, he was also in Best in Show as one of the judges, I think. He was one of the
think.
commentators.
We're doing-
I
doing
know.
a
I
lot
know
of
he's
stuff.
the Boston Anchorman,
We're doing this guy justice.
and I think he's in Old School, and he's in like all them like mid 2000 comedy movies.
Yeah.
He's in a lot.
I think he might have even he might have acted with Eugene Levy in the American Pie movies. Don't get me wrong.
He
I'm
played
not
one
for
of the
certain.
parents in American Pie. One of the other
Okay.
kids' parents, I believe.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he
Mostly
was-
all comedy stuff.
Yeah.
He's funny too.
Yeah, he always played like I said, like a
The
weird,
goofball,
like a
yeah,
weird dad,
like a weird uncle or something.
Yeah. Let's try to see here, but Bree's got some news on the Boba Fett show.
Yes, The Mandalorian. So it came.
I'm sorry, the Mandalorian, but Boba Fett
The Boba Fett show. I'd watch that.
shows how much
We'd
of a
all
Star
watch
Wars
that.
fan I'm in, right?
We'd all watch that. So yes, Boba Fett was a Mandalorian, so of course he'd probably eventually end up in the show. He will be in season 2. We were talking a little bit about that last week. So Timothy Olyphant, hopefully I said his last name right, is going to be wearing the armor in The Mandalorian season 2, but the person who will be still doing his voice is hopefully.
Is that the original guy? Is he still alive?
No, not the. Well, yes. So there were several people who played Boba
Yeah.
Fett, and pretty sure he's still alive. There's several people, like I said. The one who is going to be playing, and hopefully I pronounce his name right, is Tamora Morrison, who played Fett's clone father, Jango Fett,
okay,
in Star
yeah,
Wars
yeah.
Attack of the Clones.
Mhm.
So there are going to be 2 different people playing Boba Fett, but he'll be wearing the suit, whereas Tamura, hopefully I said his name right, will be doing his voice still.
And he was always digitized too. He had because through the talking thing. It was like,
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's on a CB or something.
Breaker,
so
breaker, 19.
He can kind of get anybody to do that.
Yeah, so I guess he'll be doing a lot of the stunt work and just like the moving around and things like that. So a lot of people like that particular actor. So that's good news.
It's especially nice when you have someone like that still around yet and still associating
Might as well
with the
use 'em,
role.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Why
always
not?
nice.
Especially
to
if it's a
me.
voice actor. All you have to do is sit down and talk.
Especially like a throwback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and in fans that are like, man, I really liked him as Boba Fett, and then lo and behold, he's back in again. They bring all those old people, those people that really enjoyed his role, back in.
But it's his
Which is
voice,
nice.
right? Just his voice.
But it's
Yes.
saying no, it's still
Yeah,
a
like
cool
Darth
little
Vader,
thing.
like James Earl Jones, Darth
Yeah.
Vader. That's like
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
The only thing I don't like about Boba Fett, Google him and look at his little booties. Go ahead, they look ridiculous.
No, just
Are they like
They're
Rob
little
Liefeld?
they're like little sneakers that he has on.
Are they Rob
Yeah,
Liefeld
they are.
feet?
Yeah,
How
and it
many-
has the baggy
how
pants,
many
like,
lines?
boots.
This is just me playing devil's advocate here. How many lines did Boba Fett have when he was on screen? It was very little, right?
Probably like 5.
He was like,
I'll
"Affirmative."
get him.
Yeah,
Like something. He talks the most in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. So like, Darth Vader, I can get. He's like a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that, but like, for more people that wanted to hear him have more dialogue is another. Like,
think-
it's like that little
Seven-
little piece of cheese or like
Yeah.
that little like nip that you get.
Do you think if it was one of those things too, where if they would have recasted and just used someone else's voice, the fans would have been like, "This is bullshit."
Ironically enough, they would have done
I
that.
think
stuff
so.
like,
I think
When
so.
it comes to Boba Fett, 75% is because he looks cool.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Like
he
they're
looks
they're
cool. The mystery.
They're
the
they're
fact that he's
upset.
a
They're upset that
Mandalorian.
they had to go get a 95-year-old guy out of bed to do something that he did 5 lines in the. You know what I mean? Like,
could give him a payday. But
yeah. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
the person in that Tamura, I think he's much younger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I could
You
look
could
him up,
you
but-
could have got this younger
Yeah,
dude
look
just to
him up.
redo the voice because, you know what I mean, and you would have had
I
him
know.
around a lot longer.
I can't think of it's like
Exactly.
I can't really picture his voice at
It-
all.
it could've been
I
anybody.
can picture anybody else's voice, like Leia's, Han's.
I think it's one of those like opportunities that George Lucas had. It was like a really cool character.
He was Django, so he's not old. So he was in the prequels.
Yes.
That's Django Fett.
That's what
okay.
he'll be doing the voice of
Oh,
Boba
jeez.
Fett.
I think
Okay.
it's Tamira.
But he's not the
Tamira.
original guy?
No.
No, the original guy, I met him. He's older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense then. Okay.
Yeah,
I
this-
thought they had like got the original.
Yeah,
original.
he talks and talks and talks. And
Yeah,
the
he has a
second
lot of
one.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was saying. He was like in Attack of the
My
Clones.
fault there. Wow.
So when they had a guy,
Yeah,
when
that's-
Boba Fett had more dialogue, they brought back the guy who did all of that.
Well, Django Fett's his dad.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so
That's
that's what
who-
they were saying.
yeah.
Tamora Morrison.
But
Okay.
Boba is a clone of Django Fett. But
Correct.
he was the one he raised as his son, and all the other clones he didn't care about.
Did you ever see his
Yes.
face ever?
Well, as a
In-
little kid.
Yeah, in the prequels.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you do?
you never see his face as an adult, though.
Because they don't take their mask off.
Yeah.
It's like part of the creed.
It's like a luchador,
Yeah.
space luchadors.
Yeah, space luchadors.
He's
that
a
hunt
spa-
bounties.
There probably is space luchadors in Star Wars thing somewhere.
And then for each like bounty they bring in, they get a new piece of their armor.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like you start off just like with a plastic bag over your
with,
face.
with,
and you
a, with a helmet and an old sweatshirt.
But like not top of the line armor.
Yeah,
You know, it's
that's
like
why
real, like-
Boba's is all fucked up.
They're like, listen, man, can I just get a jetpack?
Yeah.
Like, it'll make my job so much easier. Like, not until
Box-
you're-
Boxers
like-
and slippers.
That's like the main prize is the jetpack,
Yeah.
if I understand correctly.
and a
Yeah.
beater
I
then
could be- I
too.
could be
Yeah.
wrong.
In the
That's
game,
your armor.
There's one game. When
Helmet
you,
for
You get a
free.
jetpack and you fight Boba Fett with jetpack. I think it's the Shadows
Shadows of the Empire
Yeah,
as
for
Dash
64.
Rendar.
It's awesome.
Oh,
you're like you're both flying
So
around.
much fun.
I remember
so
that.
The
much
graphics
fun.
look dated now, but it was really cool.
Oh God, I remember having a bitch of a time freaking beating Boba Fett.
Yeah,
I don't
He
even
was
think I
hard
even
in that
beat
game.
him, and then I just because I was when
They should put
Blockbuster was
Dash
still
Rendar
around.
in a movie. That's a cool
Ironically
name,
enough,
too.
I think actually Limited Run Games actually released that game as like a
Really?
reissue. Yeah,
Wow.
and they came with like the N64 cartridge.
There'd
and
be
all,
one
too.
to remake.
It's pretty cool.
And then the last bit of news we have here, former WCW champion David Arquette.
Yeah. I was like, where are you going with this?
Gotta let me talk about the other part real quick. So yes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. So David Arquette is going to come back to play Dewey Riley in the new Scream movie, Scream 5.
Oh, did I find?
wow.
Former WCW
I would
heavyweight
have thought
champion.
they were at 7 or 8. He's a former WCW World Heavyweight
He
Champion.
was actually. I forgot about that. Was that where you were going?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, did you forget?
No, I was leading you in with something that people were like, "What?" Yeah, David
Oh,
Arquette. He is a wrestler. He
Yeah, and,
wrestles.
and if they
Yeah.
could have worked it out, me versus David Arquette at PPW, man, that would have been awesome. But I
That
don't
would
know.
have been
Never say
Sorry
never.
about
Yeah,
that.
it kind of fell through, but who knows?
Never say never.
Yeah.
He looks great too.
He does look good for
The,
being
the last
he's-
time he wrestled, he bladed,
Yeah.
and he was like 6-pack abs, looked fantastic.
And he's what, about 50?
Yeah,
Around
Yeah.
there?
about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And he donates all his money.
yeah. Every time, I think
His rest of money.
someone yelled to him in a crowd to heckle him, like, "You must be broke. You're wrestling, or like you're doing these death matches. You must be broke." And he turned around the guy and goes, "Bitch, I got friends' money."
That's right.
Yeah.
He doesn't need any more money ever.
He donated all his WCW money to, what was it? Was it Chris Benoit's,
Kid.
something like that
did
family
he?
or something?
that's
yeah.
nice.
Or Owen Hart. I
Another
forget.
funny thing is they did Yaz put a meme up where he said Dennis Rodman once left a finals practice for the NBA finals to go
Dude, Nitro.
to party in Vegas, and while he was there, went and beat up DDP and was on WCW Nitro. Then returned the next day to a finals game and won a championship.
That's
Oh my god! Like Dennis and was banging Carmen Electric at the same time. The guy
for
was
him.
killing it.
I seen
He
some.
was dating Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
They were dating for a while.
Damn.
He dated.
In the
Didn't he
90s.
date Madonna too, or he?
He did Madonna. Wow, look at him.
Maybe.
Living it up.
I think
He was hit the mid 90s were
Carmen Electric
his
was
time.
fantastic.
She was super hot then.
My 4 dream girls growing up was at first was Christina Applegate.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
okay.
gimme.
Kelly
That's a
Bundy.
gimme.
Kelly Bundy.
Both Kellys. Kelly from Saved by the Bell and
See,
Kelly.
I
from-
never watched that, and
Yeah.
I seen years later. I was like, wow, she was super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
And then it was Carmen Electra and Jenny McCarthy. They
Okay,
were both like
that's amazing.
MTV
That's some
game show host girls.
Great,
Remote con-
great
remote
A
control.
quality women
Yeah,
there.
they got me through.
Remote control.
They were the girls I was like, oh, I'm into that. Something's
I
happening.
wonder what Carmen Electra looks like now.
Fantastic.
Still.
Yeah, it looks really good. So
You
does
know,
Jen
who
Austen.
looks really good? Have you ever seen? She had a game for Wii. Denise Austin. She was like Wii Fit. Denise Austin's Wii Fit or something. She
You
was
know
like a
Denise
fitness
Austin.
girl.
Why does
I
that
know
sound
her.
If you look
familiar?
up, she's 62 and hot.
Wow. I'm not one to make
I have
fun
no
of
idea who
somebody
she
or
is.
say someone's not attractive because who the hell am I? But someone who does not look the same will say Lisa Turtle from Saved by the Bell, the black girl.
Oh, I don't know.
She got a lot of really bad surgery
Oh,
done.
jeez.
Oh yeah, it's rough. I'm like,
You know who actually looks really ridiculously awesome?
awesome.
Linda Carter.
April O'Neil, the original April O'Neil from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, really?
She actually looks like exactly the
Really?
same, just
Wow.
slightly older.
Yeah, she's doing like Zoom pizza parties or something like
I
that.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing
Which
some
is really
pizza-
cool.
She does look the same.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, good for you. Like,
The turtles look the same too.
No, they don't. Their lips are peeled off their.
yeah,
I bet them suits probably fell apart.
those suits
now.
fell apart. Like,
I think the guy that was Casey Jones, did he die?
oh, I don't
So
know.
Lisa Turtle.
Oh, she looks cute.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, you guys at
Is
home.
her legit last name? Is that her gimmick name?
Am I,
or is that
am I gonna scream if I?
Is
if I
Lisa
see
Turtle
this?
her working name?
Ooh.
Oh boy! Wow.
Ooh.
Now on the left there. Ooh. On the left she looks like Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah, she does. She looks
Yeah.
like brown, like a little bit darker brown.
Is that her shoot name or her working name?
Yeah. Surgery was not good.
Ugh.
Oh man!
You know how Kelly
That's a
Kapowski is her
tragedy.
working name?
Yeah.
So is that her shoot name?
I don't know. I
Lisa
think
Turtle?
that's her real name.
That's like a,
That's a
Shakespeare
shame.
tragedy on her
I feel
face. I'm
bad for her.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get
That's a
that,
shame.
that surgery and they just don't
Oh,
look good.
I don't mean to be mean about
Dana
it, but
Brooke.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I still think Dana Brooke's cute.
Not
I
as-
think
not as
she's-
cute as she was before all that.
I still like her.
I liked her when she was a little thick
Me too.
and slightly muscular.
When she was with
The bodybuilder.
Yeah.
what's his name? Titus.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Oh, Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, remember she was with him and
Yeah.
Apollo,
Yeah.
and she was wearing the white
Mhm.
business suits. She looked the
well,
absolute
Oh,
best there.
Dana.
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
she has
And then she,
statistician
then
or
her
whatever?
her long-term boyfriend passed away, and she
Yeah,
like took
so
her really
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Oh,
she,
yeah.
she
well, that's a shame though. You know, obviously that.
But now she's
What
with
the fuck, yeah.
Batista, so
yeah,
Oh,
so-
are they dating for
Yeah.
real?
Are they for real?
Are they really
Oh.
dating?
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Oh shit!
That's why she does the Batista bomb now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, I thought it was like just a thing.
Yeah,
Where
I
they're,
like
like, flirting.
Get still
Getting a lot of getting a lot of TV time too.
Yeah,
She's getting a lot of TV time. I'm happy for her.
Yeah,
though. I really
they
like
said she
her.
was killing it like behind
when,
the scenes.
when
like,
Drax is
she
your
was
boyfriend.
she was helping like tear down rings. Like no, they said that she's been doing really good like on the roads and stuff like during
That's
the house
good.
shows.
Then she fell and hit her head and died at Money in the Bank.
Oh,
They all
that,
She died.
that spot she took was bad.
R.I.P.
It looked like she really smashed her head on the ground. It looked
Yeah.
It
legit.
did look bad. Yeah.
I was
Um,
really
For
hoping
her.
for her to win the Money in the Bank, but that was
I
just
was
me. I
too.
probably was like one of those things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, at least she was
Well,
in.
they have her
it
as a
was
goofball,
cool.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's a goofball now. That's terrible.
I feel
I
like
kinda dig it.
Dana,
God damn it, Vince.
I kind of like it.
I feel like Dana Brooke and
kinda
Lacey
like
Evans
it.
need more love.
Yeah.
At least Lacey's getting a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
I think Lacey's at home now, so they're not using her because she's
Oh.
staying at home.
And I say nothing's gonna happen to you, but yeah, something's gonna happen.
As soon as Sammy gets his title strip, Kevin Owens shows up the next week.
Yeah, oh, I better show up.
He's like, "Fuck." Yeah. That's all I really got for news. So that'll do it, everyone. 27 minutes in. No, I'm joking.
Bye.
We're gonna bring back something you guys enjoyed. We're gonna talk a little bit about what we're into right now, what we're about, what we're kind of, and we'll kind of elaborate on it more next week and kind of come a little more prepared. I kind of threw it at them as they walked in today. But before we get into that, I know Ben and Andy want to talk about some Kickstarter games.
I got one game. Andy got the.
Well, you can talk about both because I really don't know
I
too
just
much
did
about
my
them.
first Kickstarter.
Oh, did you?
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
So
Let's talk about that.
what's your Kickstarter, Tony?
I
Go
helped
for it.
kickstart our interview that we did last week for Necroman.
Oh, wow.
I kickstarted.
Cool.
I bought the first 3 physical issues.
Okay, that it was only like what, $15?
I think I did 35.
Or 20, okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like, yeah, look at me. I did $35. You know,
Who has
But-
$35?
but I don't know how much of
That
it
reminds me of
was.
super bad when he gives him the $30 bill. What's that? What is,
Keep the change. Yeah, but I don't. If we helped, I want to thank you guys so much because if our fans are literally going out and helping local people like this, fantastic. So if it was our people, you guys are fucking amazing. Because that episode we aired the episode came out. And immediately the day or two after the episode aired, it got a decent amount of viewers, listeners, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They beat their goal 3 days after our interview.
yeah, it's over
That's
now.
awesome.
It's over 100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
funded.
so they're like, I actually when I got my items,
Yeah.
they were already way over.
I'll pull it up actually. I did too. I got issues 2 and 3 because I have issue 1 already.
Yeah.
I think mine was 15. Maybe it's 20.
Yeah, so
And now here's the thing: did you know they put your name in the back of the comic? Then
oh really?
It's like thanks to our Kickstarter supporters and
Oh,
has
yeah.
our names.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Like-
I'll bring in their one and show you.
And one of the main reasons why I kind of kickstarted Bloodstain when I got the higher package was because my name or my username is actually in there then too.
In the game.
Hmm?
What like a
Like it's like a fucking 20-minute cycle. I was on my phone.
Are you like this?
I'm trying to take. No, I'm just taking pictures of like all of them, like just try and crop everything so I could try and pick my username or my name out. That's how fucking nutty I was. Oh my god!
Kickstarter,
I have like it was like 60 or 70 pictures I took.
You know what's pretty
I
cool?
was like, oh my god, I can't take this anymore.
Pretty cool thing about Kickstarter too is you can follow other friends who are also on Kickstarter. So I follow Andy.
Okay, then
and
you
I
can see
follow-
the 50 Kickstarters
and I
behind.
can follow. I follow Steve. I could not find you. You did not pop up on my friends
Oh,
list.
I have to.
It's
I have to
Cold
look
Wolf
it
or
up.
something.
Yeah, everything's
it's
everything's
Cold Wolf
Dirt
35.
Wolf 35.
It's
or
not
something.
Dirt Wolf. It's not the fucking beer.
A Bad Wolf like
No, not Bad Wolf.
Lone Wolf.
Not Lone Wolf
Dr.
either.
Who.
He's like Alan from The Hangover. At first, I was a lone wolf, and now I found my pack. Now the blood oath.
That's cool. You gave to it. Then
It was so funny because whenever I would see like a wolf character, like there'd be like Fire Wolf or like Ice Wolf or whatever,
gotta-
I would purposely like
gotta
send them an
also-
invite and then they would
Saber
automa-
Wolf.
Yeah, they
Pure
were like
instinct.
they would literally
Hey.
add me back like, all right,
Yeah, wolf dudes.
Pack.
It's like
It's like
Jeeps.
a weird-
It's like when Jeeps show on the road.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Do you
the
Jeep wave to people when you?
oh yeah, that yeah, my
Yeah.
one
Work does sometimes.
buddy I go to trivia with, he does that all the time.
It's a
I was
Jeep
in a
thing.
I was in a situation where I was behind. It was
And people on the motorcycles.
They do, yeah. They do they do the 2 down, and the Jeeps do a 2 up. So I was driving. It's funny you said the
Yeah.
motorcycle, and there was a Harley, right? And then behind the Harley was a Jeep, and then it was me in a Dodge Neon behind these 3 cars.
Yeah.
So I'm driving to Knoebels, and it's me, me and Heidi, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's a Jeep and a motorcycle," and then we go around a bend, and as we're going around the bend, like it's a straightaway. And like right before Mount Carmel, there, that long straightaway road.
Yeah.
And these motorcycle drives down there, and they do a little, hey homie, and I'm like, oh look at that. And then right behind them was a Jeep, and then the 2 Jeeps did their thing, and then I'm looking, and right behind the Jeep was another Dodge Neon. It was like the polar opposite universe.
Did you
right?
make up your own symbol?
So I was just like this. Like I took my hands off the wheel. I go,
the motorcycle guys, they always do that
Did they
thing.
wave
Put their hand
back?
down.
yeah, I literally did that. I tucked my tongue out and I went like waved both hands and I was shaking my head. And Heidi's like, "What are you doing?" And I guess the other guy in the neon seen the thing I seen, and he was just like laughing his ass off as he drove.
That's always great.
Yeah, it's
So
awesome.
Necroman is they only won at 800. It's at 955.
Awesome.
30 backers and there's 16 days to go, so they'll probably raise some more
Oh,
money.
wow.
And I
Good.
gave 15. I got issues 2 and 3. And usually they'll sign it. and
Yeah.
That's nifty.
I don't know if they'll have stretch goals, but if you do Kickstarter, like every time I'll print something that has stretch goals. Like let's say they get to $100, they're like, well, you get a sticker. $200, you get a bookmark. $300, you get a magnet, and that's free stuff. That no matter what you get, as long as you get one physical thing shipped to your house, you get all this extra free stuff.
Oh, cool.
Damn,
That's
that's
Now, not
crazy.
all of them have that.
How do you go about finding stuff on Kickstarter? Do you just go on Kickstarter and search?
Yeah, like I have it up right here.
I think it just all depends.
So
also,
like if you go to Explore, right? Like it will say like, oh, you clicked on this video game, so maybe you like this video game, and then if you click on that, it will give you links to other games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that and that's just games. Like here's a comic, like that Spawn toy I got. There's an Air Cleo, and then there's an Air figure. So it has to like figure out what you like Facebook,
Mhm.
and then it will start suggesting things. But you could just search comic book. You could search, I don't know, like mug or something, beer stein.
yeah.
And there's all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah, like I know, like with our one buddy, Will Johnston, he always has like the games I'm actually gonna bring up then too, and like he's really into like the 8-bit games, like a little bit difficult games then too. And I was like, one of these games that I did see, I'm like, oh shit, that really
I
looks
gave
nice.
this comic called Metal Shade, right? This one should look at that.
oh,
art.
that
Isn't that
actually
awesome?
looks decent. That
Yeah.
looks nice.
It's by a guy and a girl,
That is really nice.
and this one's already done. But I'm gonna pull it up to show you. The art's fantastic. But like
really
the
good.
That's
stretch
actually
goals
well
are called.
done. Yeah, that's nifty.
Kind of looks like the new Batman art, like the way the Batman
Like
looks.
these two, it's some. I think the girl does the art and the guy does the colors. But I could have
wow.
it mixed up. But I'm gonna
It's
get
like
their
a
names
really
here.
cool, like Americanized, like Final Fantasy art.
It's very
wow, I
reminds
like
me
it.
of Cyberforce.
Like
like
Final
it.
Fantasy, like 10, 10,
Yeah.
2, that kind of art, I should say to the
Let's
audience.
scroll down here.
So if you like that art,
So here, like Tony,
this is right up
so
your
when
alley.
when this thing got $6,000, right? They unlocked this sticker, right? And then at 8,000 they unlocked the print. And this is you get all this for free as long as you give money, and you get see how like every time there's like goals. So as they progress and get more and more money, you would get more free stuff.
They unlocked 18 grand.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna show you the Todd McFarlane toy. Let me see how much money that.
While Andy's looking that over, I want to bring up. I'll actually bring up one of the games. It's called The Last Faith, and it's actually like a Gothic style Blasphemous, because I actually have the box here because I wanted to show it to Tony and Andy. Bree, you can actually take a look at it.
Tony, why don't you look how much this is the new Spawn figure? Why don't you look how much that got raised on Kickstarter?
$3 million.
Yeah.
That is nutty.
That's crazy.
All Todd won it was 100,000, and this is a new Spawn figure. It's like a.
Did you put in for it?
Yes, I did.
How much was it?
We're gonna do an unboxing. It was
That's
$40, but it's a huge Spawn figure.
$40.
Yeah.
Get the game.
For this, I'll show you. I'll bring it up then.
Usually
But
you keep
like
them
the
separate.
original Spawn was like this big, and it was $20. Well, this big. I'm saying about 6 inches.
Mhm.
This guy's 12 inches.
Oh wow,
And
that's
it's gonna be a box
decent
that's
size.
bigger than Ben's box here. So it's about as big as a shoe box. Like a
okay.
pair of
All
sneakers.
right, yeah.
And it's a new Spawn. He looks awesome.
That's gonna have all the articulation and all that.
Yeah,
there too,
I'm
right?
I'm gonna try to get a picture here.
I mean, even though Tar McFarlane had some issues with getting his shit done, at least he's actually putting out for the fans
See?
big time.
see,
Oh, that
see
looks
the,
nice.
see the old school Spawn and now this
That's
Spawn.
fully
The
detailed.
yeah, and his cape is
So
like
then there's the
huge.
CD.
He's he's actually, so the old one was 5 inches tall. This Spawn is 7 inches tall. So but there's all kinds of things on Kickstarter. Just download the app, and it's cool because like you're giving to, this is truly mom and pop here. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not so much Todd McFarlane, but like these little.
But
like,
they do. But see, the thing
comical
is, like,
people.
if you have people that are like, "Yo, I want to still continue participating and doing what I really want to do," and you get the people for it, hey, why not? You know what I mean? Like, here's Todd McFarlane still putting out Spawn shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Still sticking with it. Like, hey, I want to put out with for the people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's always nice to know that for the simple fact.
And the other comic was called Metal Shade, and it's by Isaac Bell. That's the guy. He does the lines. So he art and story, and then Alexa Lowe. I don't want to say Alexa Bliss all the time. Alexa Lowe does the paint net, so she does the colors, he does the drawing.
Oh, that looks bitchin'.
And they
though.
look awesome. Like
Funded all the way?
yeah, they got funded. Let me pull it up here. So they wanted to raise 3,000. They made 37,000.
And then
You should reach out to them.
They might because they're very approachable. A lot of these Kickstarter people are very approachable.
Maybe we could
Oh, okay.
do like that could make a thing. Well, we could reach out to someone doing a Kickstarter, and that could be like
Yeah.
Yeah,
an
they'll plug
interview
it,
thing. Yeah, we'll do an interview thing with them.
But yeah, like
River City Girls is a Kickstarter, right?
River City Girls was a Kickstarter. You're absolutely right on that. Yep. So like this the Last Faith is actually like a Gothic style, like Blasphemous, and it looks really cool. Like
Metroidvania.
it's a Metroidvania game. All right, instead of Spanish style, it is obviously more on the Gothic side of things. Like there's sword wielding and shooting in this, and combos then too. So it has a little bit of the elements of like Devil May Cry in some aspects.
And
then,
it's
too.
like religious themed, but not like preachy.
I wouldn't say, yeah, it's nothing like. It's more like you're looking at like like Dracula style, like you know, like Bram Stoker's
Okay.
Dracula, that kind of Gothic. But it still looks like a really awesome game to me, and I really do think that it will put up, you know, quite a bit of money because people really love the Metroidvania games. I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's definitely nothing wrong with a Metroidvania game for me, at least.
But these ones, both of them are actually only digital. So
Yeah.
you can get a physical stuff like a reward, like an art book and
Yeah.
a soundtrack.
I think the one is physical, the other
allergies.
one's digital, and the second one is Lords of Exile, and it's like a it's
lot
more
of-
of like an
lot of
8-bit
tabletop
Nintendo
games.
games.
Yeah, there's a lot of there was a cool Wild West like Dungeons and Dragons like with magic. I'm like, I want to get that, but I'm like, who would I play it with?
I actually seen this one here on Facebook. It was a Facebook ad. It's called the Manocaster. It's like a portable. It's kind of like this, but it's only for like 2 or 3 microphones. But it's a little podcast board.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
there's
pretty
all
cool.
kinds of stuff. I mean, I've seen record players. I mean, drink mixers. Like everything is like someone.
I'm gonna find fleshlights.
Probably. I mean, it's some guy's idea, you know. It's like it's a way to make it actually happen.
So this is Lords of Exile. So that it's up to $4,800 with 211 backers pledged for $13,090 just to make this game. 29 days to go. So as you can see, a lot of the graphics. I'll
Yeah, I
spin
watched
it
the
over
video
to you.
today.
I've seen it,
So
yeah.
like
That
that's,
just launched today, though.
yeah.
So they
it's-
got, what, 211 backers today?
Yeah, it's definitely a really cool little game. Like especially if you
It
really
looks like Castlevania 3.
I think they're trying to go more medieval with it.
Yeah.
Definitely more medieval, more like the old like knights, like like it's a cursed knight that you play as. Because I think the guy's name is like Sir Roland. So the guy like built Sir Gabriel. This guy built the game from the ground up, and he even like got vintage synthesizers and sound chips to make the soundtrack for this thing. It sounds really cool. It's like dark 80s synth. It's really wild. It's like
Like, what's that game? What's the game where you're the first-person shooter and you shoot animals and stuff? But there's the 80s version of it. Far Cry Blood something.
Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's a little bit dark. It can lean towards like a little bit on the metal side. You can blend it in
I
with
like it.
metal, so
Yeah.
like it sounds really cool. And they even show
Yeah, and you watched the video, and the name is Lords of what?
Lords of Exile.
Yeah.
Lords of Dogtown.
Yeah, Lords of Dogtown.
Lords of Dogtown.
But seriously though, it looks like a really cool game. It's definitely well worth exploring, and it's actually a dirt cheap Kickstarter.
I think
as
you can
well.
get the digital copy for Switch or PC for $12 or $15.
It's no joke. It's actually a decent thing. So
And then, of course, when the games come out Kickstarter, you get them first before they're released. to the
yeah,
rest
so,
of the
and
world.
there's one high tier one that you can actually work with the guy.
Yeah, the one I was looking at today.
It's
I
like
don't know if
only
it's that
one. Yeah, that's
you
the
can,
one.
You can create a character in the game. Like it might just be some character that just dies or something.
Yeah.
This one,
That's cool.
This one, he's literally saying that like you get to build, like kind of build the game from the ground up with him, but you have a lifetime membership of any release for free,
Oh, that's cool.
which
And
is really
Actually,
cool.
I kickstarted the Friday the 13th game like 2 years before
Oh,
it
yeah,
came
yeah.
out.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did. I kickstarted that. Yeah, that was a fun one. It's crazy. I know like Xbox for a while had this program where you can do something like that, where you can not just kickstart, but like you buy into the game before it's like it's kind of like a preview program.
Okay.
And I remember when it came into preview program, and I got it for $15 or something like that, and it ended up becoming what is now We the Happy Few.
Okay.
And then when
wow.
when it releases a full $60 game, I already had it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty neat, is right.
Yeah, that's why you get a lot of these Kickstarter games, and it would be cheaper if you buy them brand new.
Yeah,
Unless you got a big collector's edition or something, you don't need to do all that. And then a lot of them, if you just want to give $1, it just says, "Hey, I just want to support this."
see,
as
like
$1.
with me, like I really like the extravagant like collector's editions. Like Andy and I are getting the Streets of Rage 4 collector's edition, and man, did they fucking pack it with stuff.
Now, are they on Kickstarter, or is it a whole different thing?
That was limited run that did
Yeah.
that. Like it like sometimes like you see like the correlation between like the limited run games and also the Kickstarter stuff. Then
Do they
too,
have an
which is
app
really
or
cool.
just a website?
They do have a website. Yeah, they actually have a lot of cool stuff, and you sign up for their emails, and they'll tell you, "Hey, this is what's going to go on
Some
next."
of the like collector's edition go so fast.
So like now with the quarantine and everything else, then too, and with working from home,
So-
it's a lot easier to obtain.
Just to kind of, if you're a Star Wars fan, they're bringing back the Jedi Academy
Yeah.
games. There's a limited run versions of those for the Switch.
Yeah.
And there's also Jedi Academy, and there's a couple more. I was on
like Shantae is another
Yeah.
platformer on
Yeah.
there.
So what
for all
they
three
do is they take
systems.
digital games that
Fatal
are
Fury.
they're digital only, and they do physical releases of them.
Yeah.
That's their gimmick.
Yeah.
But they do then they'll do collector's editions.
and the collector's edition
soundtracks
of Fatal Fury, that's going to have like the Neo Geo, like big honking huge boxes. I actually have one or two of them. It's
That's-
really cool.
That's crazy.
They actually give you like the actual shock box,
Yeah.
but it has the game in there and it has
Next time you get
everything else.
get that for the table.
Unlimited run sticker.
Okay.
Yeah, we buy stuff. I have 2 or 3 games from there. It's pretty cool. There's a bunch of limit runs. There's strictly limited, and there's another one too.
Strictly Limited is a little bit of like more of a niche if you really want a little bit of a deeper cut versus limited run, but that they actually have some really cool shit too. But
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. If
I
you
think
wanna
I
get
even
a
messaged
physical
him.
release.
I messaged the Strictly Limited. I'm like, yo, because again, like it was one of those nights where I was like up until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the
You were drunk.
morning.
John's gonna say drunk off his ass.
Yep, pretty much.
You
I
should
go,
put Mario in a game.
no, I was like,
ever think about beer in there?
Yeah.
no. I
You ever
actually
think about a porno
No.
game?
no, no, come on.
You put your dick in there.
No, I was like, you ever think about Night Slashers, that game? And they're like, what? And I'm like, it's like, hey, you never know what could happen. I'm like, I'm impressed that you know about Night Slashers.
Alien vs Predator. That's what I would like.
Oh, well, they already came out that
the arcade beat 'em up.
Yeah, they had that. They called it like some like beat fighting action or whatever for like it was the.
It's a bunch of no-name games.
Switch
There's like two ones that it's like.
No, it's all of the classic CPS2 Capcom games. That was like the 90s. That was like the peak of like the freaking beat 'em ups because like those are standard. Even like some of the names that you didn't know about, they were still like really wild freaking games. Battle Circuit was a really cool one because it was like an RPG element, but it was more futuristic. That was a really cool game.
There's a bunch of them, man. That's why I want to get one of them hacked arcade cabinets and with all the arcade games in it. Hey, that's like games I can't buy because you just can't.
So look at it this way: whenever we get, the game capture, I have the 61. I have the 61 in one board of all those games.
Yeah, a lot of them games with unlimited continues get beat in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's the nutty part.
We were $200 closer, and now we're not.
Yeah. Oh well.
But
you're looking at a laptop.
Might get that second stimulus. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking at another laptop though, then too. You know
that's what I'm saying.
That's more important than the capture for the most part.
Well, I don't need the capture if I have the laptop. I have the stuff to do the capture.
Oh, you do already?
Yeah, that's already. I have all that stuff. I just don't have the laptop to run it.
Yeah, mine won't handle it either because my laptop's probably like 8 years old by now.
Yeah, this is like 10 or 15.
Wow.
Mine died.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Mine.
This is hanging on. This is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, mine. I don't play games on it, so I don't do anything to look at the internet.
This is like
laptop
grandma's laptop for solitaire.
No, this was
this
was at one point in time a high-end gaming laptop. I used to play World of Warcraft on it on the
the
highest
day.
settings and everything. And if I tried to turn World of Warcraft on now, it would run for 13 minutes and it would overheat and shut off. Yeah.
I used to play that back in the day.
So Ben is looking at his unboxing, and at first he told us it was like over $100, and I was like, man, you got burnt.
Yeah.
But
No, I didn't. No, I sometimes I don't.
It didn't cost.
Sometimes I
$100.
forget about that. No, it was only like $80.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't bad. I mean, overall for what you get for it.
Especially if you're a real fan of the game, like if you really like that game, that's worth it. Especially you. Like
Yeah.
I wish I had the Bloodstain one.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bloodstained one. I think I went like two.
It's funny that both your games that you guys kickstarted or got the limited runs only are both games that went immediately free on Xbox Game Pass.
Not bother. Yeah.
Bloodstained and Fatal Fury 4, or Streets of Rage 4, whatever it was.
4,
Yeah. I was like, holy crap. I mean,
But it's a subscription service, so I mean,
But I mean,
now
like,
do you get to keep it? You don't get to keep it like if you
no, but you can buy it at a discounted price.
that's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, just to be like, holy shit, these games I'm interested in,
Yeah.
and if you had an Xbox, you don't have to buy it again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you can keep your limited
Although,
run in one box.
I guess you could say like ours, like mine's a physical, so like you can play it.
secondary
Secondary
market
Ben's
for the
house and you
games.
can play it.
Yeah, 100%.
Secondary market for those games goes pretty nutty because like I missed out on Ukulele because they had like a N64 like boxed version of it, and it's like
I
it was
haven't
like
played
$60.
that yet. Did it-
Apparently, it's
everyone-
not that great.
They
Like
chalked up
Banjo-Kazooie.
the Banjo-Kazooie, and then
Yeah.
all Banjo-Kazooie fans
Yeah.
were like, no, not
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie.
I
Yeah,
hope they
they're-
re-release Banjo-Kazooie 1 and 2, but I think that's weird because I think it's like Rare owns it, but Nintendo still owns it. And
No, it's definitely-
Rare's owned by
it's Rare.
Microsoft.
no,
it's
but like the first two.
Microsoft has it.
yeah, they
like,
have.
were
the
they on that
rights,
collection? Because I
Yeah.
know they made that Banjo-Kazooie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
nuts and bolts?
the Rare replay. Every Banjo-Kazooie's on
Really?
there. One, two.
And Nuts and Bolts. 3 is Nuts and Bolts. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
that
all
was
in the rear
stinker
I would
out
like
of
to
the
play
3.
1 and 2 again.
Well,
so
no,
good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they're on Xbox for the Rare replay.
they say Nuts and Bolts is the stinker out of the 3.
Really.
Apparently,
I think-
They added
because
I
it was like
I like
goofy
them
the
all.
way
I think
that they
Conker's
threw the
Bad Fur
element.
Days.
They added a lot to it. It wasn't the same, just simple game. There was like a building element and stuff to it.
They changed the design of the characters then too, which I wasn't
Yeah.
a big fan of. Like they're big furry goofball like characters.
Yeah, but you can't take
Banjo-Kazooie.
N64 graphics and not
You
change
have
them
to
a little bit.
You have to up them a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I know that, but I mean, I'm just saying though, like the way that they made them like super blocky and like pasted fur, like and
I
nuts and
didn't play
bolts.
Nuts and Bolts.
I didn't mind the way
can't-
they
I
looked.
can't say.
I only saw like a little bit of gameplay and all.
Like I know how you put the Scooby Doo on.
Yeah.
I
The
didn't,
minions.
I didn't mind the way the
I
new
didn't
one
mind
looks.
it.
I didn't mind
I thought it was
either.
fine.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
And then I said, the
People
one
are
guy's
losing
like,
their
look at
minds.
Freddy, looks like Frankenstein. I'm like, you're complaining about the proportions of the human character. Did you notice the talking huge dog?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be realistic, you might as well throw a little cartoon, every
I
cartoon
hate when
out.
they ruin my childhood by what?
Yeah.
Bringing it back and
then I
changing
posted
an art
and I
style?
said, so should they never remake it ever?
That's right. Yeah.
People get mad
and then
about
no
the
one
dumbest
replies. And then the one guy said, all animation sucks now. I'm like, because you've seen this one meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you
Well,
watched all animation?
He
In the
must
past,
have.
yeah, in the
He
past
must.
10 years, he's like, get the fuck out of here.
I think
That's all he
you know
does,
what?
Andy.
I think I want to kind of tackle this one where people are having, the hurt feelings about the stuff because, see, it kind of reminds me of like how Battletoads is. Yes, it came back out again
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a beat 'em
I
up.
didn't
Well,
play it. I
it's
didn't
coming
play
back
it.
out.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
right.
coming back out again. But the way that like you have the original Battletoads,
Mhm.
which were like fully detailed and like it was actually a badass game, people are not digging the whole super cartoony versions
Yeah.
of them. And they look cheap versus going like
But I mean,
going back, back in
were,
the day.
well,
And some
16-bit
people
at the most.
yeah, but like people are having that issue with with the
That's
old
people that
stuff and
have
the
nothing else
rebooted
to
franchise.
argue about.
That's like the Thundercats too.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
Well,
when
how
they
about-
changed it to
How about
Steven
people?
Universe?
How about when they changed Spider-Man and Todd McFarlane made a new Spider-Man look, and half the people are like, this fucking sucks. It's stupid. It's not the Spider-Man I love. It's my interpretation.
he
of the
made his
character.
eyes bigger.
Yeah, it's my interpretation of the character.
That's
But
like,
Todd McFarlane made it like a
amazing.
good
Yeah.
Spider-Man, though.
In your opinion, but not everyone felt the same way you did.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying though, he made a good Spider-Man. Like that's and Mark Bagley made did a run of Spider-Man then too.
people are so like it can't stay the same forever.
No, I mean I
to
get
change.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like,
What if Iron Man still wore his original armor, the real blocky silver thing?
oh
It
god,
would look so
Horrible.
dumb.
Be horrible.
I'm just,
You'd
but
be
I'm
like,
just saying
"Ugh."
that's where people are getting like at least put a little bit of effort into the new stuff versus
Yeah,
the old
but
stuff. That's
like-
what people are complaining
like-
about, really. But
and
they're
then
not. They can't say that.
I posted. I said, imagine you're going to the Cartoon Network and say, "Hey, I want to do a new Scooby Doo." Oh, really? Well, what do you think? I want it to be exactly like how it was before. Well, we have 500 episodes of that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Exactly.
I get
Exactly.
that.
Very-
If
very
you
good point, Andy.
if you do the same art, people are gonna be like, "Well, is this reruns of the
Yeah.
old stuff?
Yeah.
How do I know it's newer?"
Yeah, well, it is new because
Yeah.
we have now new
And look, at
celebrities.
how
in
many,
it.
and look at how many iterations of Scooby Doo there are then too.
So
like,
many.
I
fucking
like
pick
that one that was like it was like the late 80s or 90s. It was like it was Scrappy.
Yeah.
Well, and then
Scrappy.
they did another new one not too long ago where actually Matthew Lillard did Shaggy
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
they
in,
did.
in a
Mhm.
cartoon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely a built-in role with that with
Well,
Shaggy.
he's not doing the new one.
Oh wow,
No.
Like
wow, that's shocking.
sometimes
That's
animation
shocking.
looks bad, but then sometimes it looks good. Like the newest Turtles, I don't really care because they look real weird.
They do look
Yeah.
weird.
And
Yeah.
there you-
like
well, there
Raphael's
you
real
go. Like,
tall, and but
very
like
strange.
the last Turtles was awesome, and that was new, but that wasn't like the 80s one.
Yeah.
So,
Was that the 3D animated
Yeah,
one that
the
you're
Nick-
talking about?
yeah.
I actually did get into that one a little
I
bit.
heard it's
then
very
too.
good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
only
that
watched,
was
like, one
actually like
episode.
that was enjoyable for what it
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I'm just saying no.
I
Like,
bought almost all the toys.
Well, I'll segue into one of the things I'm into that I just got a chance to watch the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm waiting for that Blu-ray to come out June 5th.
I like it. Hottie liked it. Hottie was a fan of it. I had maybe one thing about it that I was like, oh man, like sometimes when you have the ability to make something rated R, you don't have to go over the top with it.
Yeah,
you know what? I was just gonna say something about it.
Yeah.
Then too, because I watched an episode with Tony.
It just seemed
On
like
Saturday,
It
I
just
think,
seemed
was
like
it?
like now they have like they like it was like, hey, you want to make Harley? They're like, yeah. You can curse. You can say whatever you want. They're like, cool. We're gonna say fuck every 13 seconds.
it's like, no, you
Or
don't have
every
to,
other
yeah.
word.
It was just like, come on. Like everything was like fuck or sex or in my ass or like
oh, God.
it
That's
was
too much.
it was just like dial it back a
Yeah.
hair. Just because it's like when Howard Stern went to Sirius. He's like, we can curse, but you don't have to do it. Like we curse here,
Yeah.
but it's not like every 30 seconds we're dropping an F-bomb. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The Harley cartoon was kind of much.
It's not like roll on cursing. It was
The Harley cartoon.
no,
is.
but no. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like we don't do roll on cursing.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, it was
God.
it was a lot. Like seemed like every other sentence had a curse in it.
Probably if you clocked it in at maybe like 2 minutes, you'll probably have at least 20.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
We have to do we should do a count. We should do a count. Like,
Yeah,
get
for
the
an
counter
episode,
do
yeah.
that for real.
It was
And have the little ding.
but it's fun. It's a fun show. I think they did a good job. I just think maybe if like I guess when you watch it and maybe if you watch it like on when it comes to like sci-fi and they censor it and
Yeah.
all the beeps, maybe the beeps make it funnier.
Yeah.
But it was just like you're watching it and you're like, all right, if you're binge watching, it's like,
Yeah, a little numb.
oh my god, like, does Harley say anything else besides the F word?
Yeah.
Like, I do like what's her name as the voice of Harley though.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Kukoc, Tony
Oh, I love
Kukoc.
her.
How is
good.
her Harley voice?
It's good. It's if she did Harley.
It kind of blends like a little bit with Tara Strong, but it's her own.
Does she have
Yeah,
like the Brooklyn
kind of
accent?
exactly
Own-
like Margot
yeah.
did. She has a little bit of Tara
Yeah.
in her, like the mannerisms, but it's her interpretation of the character.
You could definitely tell it's Kaylee Cuoco. Put it that way.
Yeah.
when she does
I
it.
didn't. I refuse to watch it.
It's funny
Yeah.
it's funny to hear Katie.
I watched one episode. I was like, oh.
It's funny to hear
like
Katie Cuoco say finger banged. I'll give you some
She's
of
so
the
innocent.
yeah she's definitely not as
It
Harley.
does come out June 5th, so that's when I buy the Blu-ray. And I bought the movie, The Birds of Prey, because Walmart still don't have it for some reason.
Oh,
So I
wow.
ordered it
They
on. Yeah, I don't know why. It came out last Tuesday and they still don't have it.
One of my
So
favorite
when?
So I
characters
bought
is
on
a,
eBay.
is a reoccurring character.
King Shark?
Nope.
Poison Ivy?
Yeah,
Nope.
Poison Ivy. Does she have her dogs? I forget their names.
Nope. She doesn't have her dogs. Clayface.
Clayface. Yeah, he's in it.
Clayface.
Clayface is Andrew Tudyk
Oh, that Alan Tudyk.
from Firefly, and
yeah,
he was
he's
in
I like
also
him.
in Dodgeball. He's Pirate Pete.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
yeah he plays Clayface.
Is the egg guy in it? Is there an egg person in it? That's from the comic. I don't know.
Kite Man gets a lot of love in the
Yeah,
show.
He's
He's in
Oh, wow.
because he's so generic.
Jason Alexander's in it. Derek,
Jason Alexander. Who does he play?
he plays Cyborg Man.
Oh, I was gonna ask if he's a cyborgman. He's a Jewish cyborg that's in like a scooter because he's old.
Yeah.
He's an old
Wow.
cyborg and he's really Jewish.
Wow.
Diedrich Bader, who
That's
was
also Oh, go ahead.
he was in
I think I know
Office
him.
Space, Napoleon Dynamite,
Drew Carey show
Drew
as
Carey
Oswald.
Show,
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
Oswald.
Oswald. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's he?
Wow, I'm
he
hitting all
plays
the-
Batman.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, he's Batman.
Wow, I'm hitting all
Um,
the elements here with you guys with relating characters and voice actors. I'm digging it. I'm
Or
liking
just
this.
saying the TV shows.
yeah.
Well, that I'm like Oswald, and they're like, "Oh shit, Oswald."
JB
Right.
Smooth.
Who?
JB Smooth. He's a comedian.
He's in Wild and Out.
Is
Yeah.
he King Shark?
He actually plays Mr. Dell in Spider-Man. He was in the movie Hall Pass. He's one of those guys. If you see him, you know.
Yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
know him.
plays plays like Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors, but he's like Poison Ivy's pet.
Oh,
Oh,
He's like a
okay.
talking
Yeah.
plant in Poison Ivy's house.
That's cool.
Christopher Maloney from
Christopher Maloney.
from the rape show Heidi watches.
Law and Order
The
special.
rape show.
All it is murder and rape. All the whole show
I
is.
love-
Law and Order
that
Special
show.
Victims Unit,
That's
and
the only-
also in Happy as the
Who-
cop.
who does he play?
Coked
He's-
out
he's-
cop.
he's
yeah.
Commissioner
I love
Gordon.
Him.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You don't tell it's. You can't tell it's
Oh
him.
my
I wouldn't
God,
know.
he's
Of course
great.
he would be
I don't know
Commissioner
him, so
Gordon.
But
I
he's
wouldn't
like-
notice.
There's nobody else.
But
it could be.
Commissioner Gordon in this show is
He's like run ragged,
he's
fucking
just
wrung
fucking-
out.
He hates his life.
Does he?
Yeah, he just
That's
he's really goofy. Like he's just on the roof. He has coffee. He's 5 o'clock shadow. He,
Aw.
he like hates his life, and he's up on the roof, and he's just banging the fucking bat signal on and off, and he's like, I wasn't playing with it. Like yeah.
Poor Gordon.
Um,
Who's Poison Ivy?
Yeah.
the girl who
love
plays
Poison
Poison Ivy
Ivy.
is Lake Bell.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
I
like
know.
a fake name.
No, she's like a blonde. She's a blondie, right?
No,
she's-
brunette.
She's cute.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right.
She always has blonde
Yeah.
streaks in it.
I don't know.
She's good as Poison Ivy.
I like her.
Bane is in it a lot. The Riddler's in it. Two-Face.
I would assume all the Batman.
the Riddler's like very effeminate.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, by that.
Just trying to see if there's any
He's
other
always been kind of like
pretty
funky.
decent names. Oh, the dude who
I think.
plays in Breaking Bad, the drug guy that owns a chicken shop.
I didn't watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah, me either.
He's the guy who owns a
Not
chicken
my
shop.
not my type of show.
Oh, that guy.
I
Yeah,
like him,
he gets
yeah.
his like face blown
Yeah.
half off.
He gets his face blown.
He plays Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay.
That's a good casting.
Wanda
choice.
Sykes plays the Queen of Fables.
Oh
Oh, she's
god.
I don't know who the hell
funny.
Queen of Fables is. But that's
She was a character they made for the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wayne
Newman.
Knight Newman. He plays the Penguin.
That's a good casting.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of really. I mean, from what I've seen, it's really. Oh, Frankie Muniz plays Frankie Muniz.
oh god. Who is Rachel Dratch?
Oh, she's on Saturday
Nora
Night,
Freeze.
Oh, Mr. Freeze's wife.
Yeah.
and she's also a Saturday Night Live alumni.
Yeah, I know who she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
She's
Who
in
plays
every.
like the Riddler? I'm sorry. And
That's right. Oh, I actually just closed it. I'm
She's
sorry.
in every
Okay.
episode of the first season of 30 Rock as a different character.
Well, the funny thing is like some of the this Batman universe takes place in our today's universe, like Harry Meldell's and stuff in it. But like the one villain, I forget which villain it is, he calls Wonder Woman a cunt, but it's the only word they censor. Like they go to say it, it's like beep, right? And then everyone's like, oh. And he's like, I'm a fucking super villain. Like, because I guess Wonder Woman punched him. He's like, you fucking.
I just killed somebody.
So they do they do a whole episode of like, remember when what's his name from Seinfeld said the N word? So he has to go to like public relations to like not get in trouble for saying the C word. Like
that's pretty good.
So, but then like he gets pissed in another episode. He drops it again, and the public is like, we can't help you. Yeah, Wonder Woman flies down and beats it, like punches him in the face, like, ow, that fucking hurt. like some of the stuff is funny, but like it's a good show. I'm not saying I hate it, like the all the curses doesn't turn me off, but maybe just dial it back a hair. But,
no, that makes sense.
But like dropping the like C word made it funnier because they censored it. The only word they censored was that word. You know what I mean? Like,
and like you said earlier,
she's talking about getting finger banged, but like I don't. That word is nothing to me. Like that's me and Heidi's joke name for each other. You know what I mean? So it's nothing to me. But it's like the most taboo word if you're in America. Because over in like Australia and Europe, they use that. They use that like the F word.
Yeah.
England.
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 UK, anywhere. UK and Australia.
They have some really nutty ones then too.
They do.
Such a funny show. But yeah, check it out.
Like for bloody, like it's like the equivalent of fuck. Like it's weird like that.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so
I'm gonna buy it when it comes out.
That's one of the things I watched.
I can talk about the movie next week.
Yeah,
she'll get tomorrow.
I played a couple minutes of The Witcher 3. I was not impressed. I'm gonna dive back in. I just didn't like the way the character moved. I thought the controls were clunky.
Now I want to play it with you now at this.
Yeah.
Try it.
I'm kind of
I
curious.
want to try it just to see because I've only watched video and I wasn't really paying much attention.
I got past the tutorial. I got into the wild. I killed a couple enemies, and I was just like here's the thing too, like. Maybe because I've never played any other Witcher, but like it's one of those like I have a hard time, like even with Game of Thrones, it took me a bit to understand what was going on around me.
Yeah.
Because when a game is kind of like you have to go to the north in this town called Vernadan and talk to the guy named, and they tell you as if you should already know. So like already I have a huge disconnect from the character because I feel like I don't know the universe I'm in. I don't like, and they said like you didn't need to play the other Witchers to play this one.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, they said that you could play it.
But I was like, I'm already in a world, and I'm like the dialogue.
You don't know anything.
As soon as you start, it's nothing but like the first hour or first 15, 30 minutes of the show is just dialogue. It's all dialogue, and I'm just like.
Maybe if you look at it like Skyrim or Fable, like because you go to places
Yeah,
in that world.
explore a new world.
But even like Skyrim in the beginning, the dialogue was there, but it was like your dialogue was part of your creation. So it was like, well, what do you know what I mean? And then they like immediately throw a dragon's there, and then you're like, hey,
I like when they throw some action in first. Don't give me like a half an hour story.
Oh my god, you start
story.
off you're in a tub, and then you're talking to some chick. And then she's like, hey, you should go down and start your training. And then you go down and you do like a fight simulator, like where you're fighting and learning how to play. And then they're like, okay, you're out in the woods to go start your game. But I honestly, because I was so bored with the dialogue, I don't know why I'm out in the woods or what I'm doing. I have no idea the purpose of because I was just like, oh my god.
Maybe I could help. Did you ever watch the TV show?
No.
So he is kind of like
he's like a monster hunter.
Yeah,
right?
he's like a monster hunter for hire. So that's why you would just go out into the world and like hunt things. I haven't played the game either, and I'm really excited to play it.
Maybe if we all try it, we'll get different opinions on it. But like, I just sitting there fucking going through it. Just
there's
like,
a whole.
Oh my god!
Apparently, there's a whole story within itself. Like the books definitely do help.
I'm not reading a book to play a video game.
No, but I'm just saying. But I'm just saying though. Like you can watch the television show and people are like okay with it, but. You started on which Witcher? Witcher the 3?
Yeah, the one that everyone's like
one.
the best game of all time.
It's supposed to be the best one.
Okay,
yeah.
so I think I could just.
I'm gonna keep playing it.
No,
there's a lot at you.
But I was just like, I was so.
You're giving
unimpressed.
it the old, give it the old multiple attempts college try there, lad.
I like some story too, but don't throw a whole bunch right away.
Oh, just wait for the beginning.
Let me try the game.
You're gonna
play the game first.
Yeah.
Like all the Fallouts in Skyrim, they give you a little bit, and then like okay, explore this first little area.
Yeah, you're in for a treat. I watched 2 movies, but we can come back to me. Whoever wants to go next, if they played any games or watched.
Yeah, well,
anything.
I didn't talk. I beat Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Well, you beat Part 1.
Yes.
You beat Part 1.
Part 1 where they stretched the first 10 hours of Final Fantasy VII regular into 30 hours, but they do add a bunch of quests and they backstories.
Were you impressed with it?
Yeah. I want it more though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want more because I guess when you know that, hey, I should get all these characters, but I know like they're not there yet because it's all about
How much of the game have they changed?
a lot. Yeah.
Is it still the same pretty much story? Oh.
Yeah, well,
It's
yeah.
all
But
right.
so imagine like if they took, like, if something was 3 books, right? And the one book, another guy took it and then turned that one book into 3 books. You know,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like
So
they
they
just
put
stretched
more
it out, but they added a bunch of
material.
new characters. Like there's 3 characters like these Avalanche people that Barrett has, right? And they add like more things. The first game you don't know anything about them. Now
Yeah.
you do quests with them and you go to the one girl's mom's house.
So
and stuff.
it's
so they added a lot.
it's enough to scratch the nostalgia itch, but it adds enough new stuff so you don't feel like you're replaying the same game.
Yeah, because there's different areas and stuff.
And it goes with canon then two of
Yeah.
then two.
I mean,
of
there's some
like,
enemies like, oh, I remember that enemy. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember this weapon.
Mhm.
And especially since I'm playing the old one now. But like, then there's a bunch of new stuff. But I don't like.
How much
I beat it. I don't like the combat at all.
I remember watching a video where they showed a sequence on a train, and when they showed the original one, it's just like these stick figure looking characters.
Yeah, they're
and
little blobs.
you're reading it just like, don't you go away from me, and then it just like
Yeah, so
and then
what-
the enemy shows up on the screen,
Yeah.
and then in this new one, it's like you're on the train, and everything's flying by,
Yeah.
and then it busts through the glass, and there's like,
And you got to think like in the old one, nobody talked. In this one, full voice acting.
yeah,
So I mean,
Yeah.
that adds a lot.
yeah.
Oh my
And the
God,
music's real
yeah.
good.
Does it make the story better now that there's actually legit voice act? Like, are you more invested in the story?
Yeah.
Like,
and,
oh
and
my,
like some of the characters, like he sounds exactly like what I think he would sound like.
Yeah.
Like Barrett, because he's a big black guy with a gun for an arm,
Yeah.
and he always
Gatling
curses.
gun,
I'm like,
yeah.
he sounds like.
is there a character you thought was cool in the original one, and then they voice acted it and gave you more depth to the character because they did more to it?
Cloud kind of, and the Cloud.
that's
Cloud's
good,
the main
yeah.
spiky haired guy, and then Tifa, and then Aerith, the 2 girls.
Yeah.
But they kind of made all the main characters real good, and then they gave backstory to the side characters.
Nice.
So they did stretch it out.
Sound like they did a good job.
But then at like the end of the game, because they had to add that last boss because there wasn't a last boss because the game kept going, it just gets over the top, and then there's like time travel involved, and like
well, they
like
definitely.
there's a girl that dies in the first
Yeah.
one, right? It's 97. If you don't
Yeah.
know, she dies.
Yeah.
Aerith dies in that, right? But
Yeah.
she's a character.
Mhm.
She dies in the first half of the game.
No, yeah, first
About that,
50%
yeah.
way in.
Oh wow.
So,
Aw.
but she's one of the characters you get in your party, and that was the
Mhm.
first time like an RPG killed one of your characters. So in this one, they're
Like,
kind of
for
hinting that
good.
she knows she's gonna die, and that there's time travel, and she might stop.
Oh my god!
dying.
You just remind me of something else.
So-
I started to watch and stopped.
So it I don't know. I liked it, but at the end, the story goes a little off the rails. So we'll see
Yeah.
what we do with part 2. But I wonder what they're going to do with saves because part 2 is going to be on the new systems and part 1's on the old systems. So
because, geez, I mean, with
what are
that.
they going to do there?
I know if you have Xbox, you're good.
Well, I don't know. It depends. It depends what Square does.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily Microsoft or.
Well, if your saves on a cloud space and it carries over your save file,
If-
so
if
you're
it-
kind of like
yeah.
Mass Effect.
But I
1
mean,
to
the game
2.
has to program that in itself.
Yeah.
Like the game, if the game doesn't program that in,
I know
then
Witcher
it's screwed.
3 when I first started. It asked me if I
Witcher
had
2.
Witcher 2, and Witcher 2 was 360.
Yeah, I know that would because I think no, Mass Effect 1 was 360.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I don't-
I think all 3 Mass Effects were 360, weren't they? And then Andromeda was Xbox.
Yes.
I feel
But-
like that they were. Yeah.
But anyway, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a very good game. Not a perfect game because I didn't like the combat, but the other people might like the combat. And then I started playing the
Yeah.
original Final Fantasy, and I'm 75 hours into it. Final
Wow.
Fantasy VII.
Can you change the combat to go back to original?
No, you can do this thing where it's called Classic, where it slows it down because it's basically Devil May Cry. And I'm like, this is not because like in the old one it's turn based, so it's like attack magic.
See,
you know.
I would probably like it more because I can't stand turn based.
Really say I like turn based.
Yeah, he's
But
the,
they-
he's
they-
the one that
Yeah.
hates it.
They
yeah.
have the active time bar, so like you go when the thing goes up. Yeah. But now it's like it's like I like Devil May Cry, but I don't want Devil May Cry combat for my Final Fantasy.
Because I remember, I just want to go on a little side tangent here. I remember when Tony got his Super Nintendo Mini, and I'm like, we're going to play Earthbound. All right, we're playing Earthbound. It's like, it's turn-based. He goes, oh,
But
fuck.
that's
Like,
weird
it's like, I'm not
turn based
playing
because
this.
you don't even see your
It's the
character
best game
attacking.
ever.
Yeah,
Like Final Fantasy, you see your characters attacking.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
I watched. He'd start playing Earthbound. I watched the
So
first like
good.
6 seconds.
like,
I was like,
nope.
I'm out.
Oh, you're missing
It's
one
like,
of the
nope.
best games on this
I
planet.
can't do turn.
gonna
You know what the
regret
first
it.
game was? Everyone's like, "Oh, you should try it." And I'm like, they're like, as soon as I hear RPG, I was like, "Man, I'm out." But they're like, "No, you should really try it. It's turn based, but it's not turn based." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean by the turn based?" Like, "Oh, you know when you like stand there and you get hit, and then your guy get like." I got through it with World of Warcraft because that's kind of turn based, where you have to like you have to wait.
But
for
that's like live. It's a little bit different.
it's live, but it's
Yeah.
still turn based, where you're still like you get hit, but
Yeah.
then you can't just keep spamming
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
But Dark Cloud was like the first RPG I played where I wasn't turn based.
That's not turn based.
and I loved it.
That's an action RPG.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
Yeah,
loved
it's an
it.
action
I
RPG.
loved it so much.
yeah.
I enjoyed South Park, Stick of Truth, and that was turn based.
So
but
good,
but
yeah.
that turn based style was
That's
because
more
there
like
was
Final Fantasy Tactics.
but there was so
too.
much going on where the characters spoke to each other and the way the voice acting
And then
was.
you could press A again, they do something different.
Or
Yeah,
you can
it's
block
funny.
it or parry it.
Yeah.
I know.
I like those games. I really did.
Yeah, the Stick of Truth.
And it was like rock paper scissors too, where I really liked that style.
between like Stick of Truth and the Fractured But Whole.
Yeah.
I
Both
really
very
liked
good.
I really liked Fractured because I bought that on Black Friday and I played through like maybe like oh my god 10-15 hours of that once I got home. It was fucking
I
nutty.
think
They're
I
both
think
it
very
was
good.
really good. I
I think
couldn't
what turned
believe
me
it.
off of turn based is I played a game one time and I was like, I'm stronger than this enemy, and then
I
it's
get
like
smoked.
and then you get like they landed a critical hit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I have no control over that. Like, and every time I go to beat this enemy, somehow it always hit a critical.
That's because
on
you
me.
got to go level up.
And I was like, this is
That's my
ridiculous.
favorite
rookie.
thing in the world is leveling
just
characters.
some random thing, and it just
Grind.
like, it hits you.
I'm
It
gonna
does.
pay you to level my
Yeah.
Final Fantasy X characters up.
I love it. That's all I want to do.
Grind.
That's why I have that strategy guide.
It's like Pokemon over here.
Yeah.
You're a grinder.
Yeah, that's why who has level 90 Pokemon, huh?
I have level
My
99,
Pokemon
but
are high too.
mine are definitely not legit.
So at the end of Final Fantasy VII, you get this summon, right? There's summon. You get some big monsters and they attack and they like do insane damage. But you can only do it once per fight. There's one called Knights of the Round, and you have to breed these chocobos. It takes forever to get this thing, and you summon 12 of King Arthur's knights to come and help you fight, and it breaks the game because they come in and like you summon it right, and it's like probably a minute animation, and they come in, it's like 4,000. Imagine 12 people coming doing that much damage that it just smokes every enemy.
And the crazy thing,
It's insane.
I thought you meant it like it actually turns your game off.
No, game breaking as in like
game breaking
it makes
as
it
in
unfair.
it makes it super cheap. So like,
Yeah.
and if somebody even has like a mimic material with that,
Yeah,
then they can repeat that with like much less mana or whatever that they use or the MP,
Yeah.
and do the same exact fucking thing.
So I did it. I got these 3 bosses. I'm like, I'm just gonna see it. Now I got it. I summoned it, and they were just all dead. One summon, they just smoked them all. And like, oh, guess this fight's over. And then if you use it on the last boss, now there's 2 secret bosses that are real hard that were designed for that in mind. If you use it the first time, you'll kill the first form, but then he's tougher the second time. If you wait till the second time, he just dies.
Wow.
So
oh my god!
but it took me. I never got
I'll be
back in the
doing
day.
that.
So it took
Yeah.
me that long to get Knights of the Round. I wonder what Knights of the Round's gonna look like in the new game if they ever make it. It took us 10 years to get this remake. So part 2 and part 3.
I'm sure they're not too far behind.
I would think they would have made 2.
They're probably
But
were
they're-
rocking
they're-
and rolling fine. They probably have like
they're milking
multiple
this
teams.
They're milking this teat.
But I mean, they could put 2 out 2 weeks later and people will buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
But that's why. And I also bought Doom. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Doom. Yeah.
Doom Eternal.
No,
No, the original
no,
Doom.
Doom 1.
Oh, Doom
It's $5 on PlayStation, probably Xbox. I
You
bought
said you got Doom 1,
and
2.
Doom 64.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and Doom is still fun. The music's awesome.
the most programmable game ever.
Yeah.
You could put on a TI-86 calculator,
And then
and even
yeah, you can.
the MacBooks had like this like rotating like app bar
Mm-hmm.
or whatever that you can. It had like a little mini screen. Somebody programmed
Doom in
Doom into that. That's how fucking programmable
It's crazy.
it is.
And then I also bought Final Fantasy 9 too. I got that lined up, and I got 10. I beat 10 already. I never beat 9. I would beat 9 in Octopath Traveler. So that's I'm done. My
Yeah,
role-playing game
I
talk.
gotta get on my gaming. So, well, what
I uninstalled all my games on my Xbox. I
Ooh.
only kept Call of Duty and The Witcher 3. I'm forcing myself to beat my backlog because if I have like 15 games installed, I just stare at them.
No, really.
And I was like, nope.
Plus, you're saving space.
Yeah, I'm just getting rid of games because
Yeah.
I'm like, I cannot install a game until that one's beat.
There you
there
go.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to go
I'm
about
forcing myself. And then I played The Witcher. I was like, fuck this. I'm playing Call of Duty. I'm going. And then I'm like, Call of Duty. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going back to Animal Crossing. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, I have nothing else to do with this game. I'm fucking going to sleep.
Well, speaking of what I've been playing and watching, I've been going back into Bleach. It's an anime manga series that was like in the 2000s and it ended in 2016. I'm kind of revisiting it. I really like it. I mean, I still really like it to this day. I mean, I'm at the part where they're at Heko Mundo, which
I was
is
gonna
like
say, give us the.
so.
You're talking to a 5-year-old. Explain what's going on.
Yeah, what is Bleach
Okay,
about?
But you're
So-
talking to a 5-year-old.
Okay, so
Without
there,
spoiling it as well.
okay, so there
No, you
is
can spoil it. You said it's
Yeah,
old.
explain.
so there is a boy named Kurosaki Ichigo Kurosaki.
He drinks bleach.
No, he does not. Shut the fuck up. But anyhow, he actually sees apparitions like
I'm
ghosts.
5 years old.
He sees
A ghost.
ghosts.
Okay.
Ghosts.
I know what
Are
our
you-
first
oh no, we're not getting that. All right, we'll get that correct. So he sees ghosts.
You don't want to talk to him like
Okay.
he's slow. You just,
So
Yeah,
we're-
I'm not-
no,
I'm not-
we're-
I'm not
no, we're- no, we're
stupid.
we're
I'm just
going.
five.
We're going 5 years old mode here. So he sees ghosts, and then at some point he actually sees one girl that has a black cloak on, which is like a Grim Reaper type of person. And so what ends up happening is she realizes that he sees her, and there's these monsters called hollows, which are like big, like scary monsters, like skull faces and all.
like on
Jacked up.
like on Kingdom Hearts, they're called hollows, aren't they?
or something
I
like
think
that.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they're
Heartless.
heartless.
The Heartless, yeah.
The Heartless,
Heartless.
yes.
Ooh, I'm good. But anyhow, they eat these ghosts and they turn them into hollows for, they eat the ghosts for food, these hollow characters. So, big battle ensues. The one girl, the regular Grim Reaper character, gets defeated by this one character, and Ichigo Kurosaki wants to actually help out. So he grabs the blade of this Soul Reaper and is like, "Yo, I want to help." And it's like she can transfer the power to him.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, he becomes a Grim Reaper type of character then too, and defeats this Hollow. So in other words,
Too long an explanation, Ben. Watch this. I'm 5. Spider-Man. It's a guy who has the powers of a spider, and he fights bad guys. Done.
I'm done.
X-Men.
I'm
There's special people that have powers, and regular people hate them. Done.
So this guy sees ghosts.
Yeah.
Well, basically, there's these things called, like, the monsters are hollows, and it tries to they try and cleanse them, and then it develops
back up.
on, yeah.
Okay.
Because due to the fact that he gets the powers of what they call, it's the Soul Reaper Shinigami. Then there's this thing called the Soul Society that they find out about it, and they find out about the girl like losing her powers, and they're going to execute her. So him and a bunch of other people that have like similar abilities go and try and save her, which they do, and it just progresses on from there. Like they have
How many seasons
arcs?
is that?
Oh God,
Sound like they really stretch it out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of seasons.
Jesus Christ.
like 14.
Oh, wow.
15 more.
And why is it called Bleach?
Bleach is because they're trying to purify souls.
Oh, makes sense.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You know what's funny? Like any other realm that show is created in, I would be into it because it's like supernatural and ghosts and demons but Japanese animation still is not enough to pull me in.
It's tough to get into. A lot of times, so I find it makes no sense.
Or they just there's no reason that it has to go on for 15 years.
Yeah.
I think
People
they
are
do
in
TV
there.
differently over in Japan, and I think they don't take breaks like American TV. I think it just continuously goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to do.
So that's why
the season
anime-
is 50 episodes, then it just goes right to season 2.
Yeah, because Inuyasha's like that.
No, Dragon Ball Super is like the worst. It's like season 1, and do you know how many episodes of that are?
Very
There
long,
are like
very long.
200
Oh my God.
plus.
I love Dragon
Sailor
Ball.
Moon's
also.
like 32 or
I love
something.
Sailor
I'm like,
Moon, yeah.
I like it.
Speaking of anime, real quick, I was thinking of you, Ben. I want to tell you, Netflix is re-releasing or trying to get rights to classic anime. For
Okay.
everybody who's interested,
Wow.
they got that.
Smart, because Crunchyroll's
Card.
killing them.
Yeah, they got
Netflix has been really dropping the money for
Anime.
anime. Yeah,
Yeah.
they really are.
And they're trying to turn animes into live action movies.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I wanted to. The first one they got is. I'm just gonna pull it up really quick.
What was that? What was
Death
that one
Note.
people-
Death Note
yeah.
movie was, I mean, I didn't watch the comic, but I thought the
Yeah.
Death Note movie was awesome.
Also, the way she looks that up, I watched Solar Opposites. And if you like Rick and Morty, you'll like that.
Yeah, I don't. I
It's-
watch
it's
it.
pretty- there's
I
only 8
like-
episodes, and it's the same people that make it, and one new guy.
Look, I can watch anything and everything. Really, it's just a matter of somebody
Mhm.
saying like, "Yo, watch this shit." I'm like, okay, I'll give it a
while
whirl.
she's pulling. I'll pull up one. I'll talk about one of the movies I watched. It's nothing spectacular. I mean, I liked it. It was awesome, but it's nothing like new. But I finally got a chance to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the new Tarantino
okay.
movie.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. I really really liked it. It's not so much. It not so much feels like a movie as much as it feels like it's just a world we live in at this point in time. Like it handles that style of Hollywood really really well, but with a different twist. It's kind of like the best way to describe it is like Inglourious Bastards. Like where you're, it's like a real life time, but with its own twist to it. Really fun. I really liked it. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but the ending
it's
is
been out for a couple years.
The ending is not what you expect.
Or maybe it hasn't been out for a couple years.
Like a year.
Yeah.
What's that?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think it's
Not even a year
literally-
yet.
It's it's
Yeah.
fresh yet.
Fresh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then
have to
I
watch it
watched because I have Nikolai's Voodoo
I
account.
said time travel, and you was like, "Oh, you watch something."
Oh yeah, so this is what reminded me. You said about someone who's dead, but they don't think they're dead, or something like that. You were talking about, or they're dead, or I forget. Or no, they start seeing their death. Ares in the video game.
Yeah.
So right after that, Nikolai has on his thing The Haunting of Sharon Tate, which is the woman who was murdered by the Manson
Charlie
family,
Manson.
who actually is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Sharon
Yes.
Tate's very predominant character in the movie. And I started. It's Hilary Duff playing Sharon Tate.
Oh.
And the entire time leading up to the murders, she's having dreams and premonitions of her death. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. First off, if you're going to make a movie like that, fine. Cool. Do you. But also, if you're going to make a movie about that, about some real life murders and a real life person, I think it's done in bad taste. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if my brother was murdered on a public level like that, and someone made a movie, like, and it was like, well, the whole time everyone around him thought he was crazy because he was having dreams of his death.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was like, I was with him the day before he died, and he wasn't having no dreams about his death. Like, fuck you. Don't do that about my family
They
members.
took,
you know what I mean? Like,
was it
now listen,
Liberties?
I don't know. Maybe
Creative liberties.
maybe Sharon Tate's family was like, this is a great idea because this is what she felt or done, and I could be completely wrong by feeling this way. But I was about 3/4 of the way through, and like every night she went to sleep, she was having a dream about the death, and I think it was just the way of them to keep doing the death in the movie over and over and over, because that was like the shock value. And I was like, this is stupid, and I turned it off. I stopped watching it. I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because listen, those murders were horrible.
Yeah.
She was pregnant, like 8 months pregnant.
I think they ripped the fetus
They
out.
they
and
cut
all,
the
too,
baby
yeah.
out of her.
God.
They killed her and her friend, hung them by their necks on the ceilings, and cut the
That's
the baby
awful.
out of her. Wrote on the walls in her blood.
Oh my God.
Like they ended up killing like 4 people. Like
Wow.
bad.
Did they catch them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
good.
did. It's more along the lines like Charlie Manson pretty much brainwashed them. It's kind of like one of those things, and he actually convinced and manipulated people. I think it's like, is it conspiracy to murder or something?
Yeah,
like
he was
that?
pretty much setting them
Yeah.
out. He was sending people out to commit murders on famous celebrities or famous people, and
Roman Polanski's wife, Sharon Tate.
yeah, and the only reason they went to that house is because there was a guy who lived in their house before them who was a record producer, and he told Charlie he was going to get them a record deal, and then the guy sold the house to Polanski's, and they were going to stalk the house and realized it was not the house it was, so they were like, fuck it, they're famous anyway, we'll kill them. But their whole goal was to create a thing called Helter Skelter, which in their mind was from a Beatles song. The Beatles were telling Charlie Manson that he was going to be the leader of the new free world, and then they were going to start a race war. So they'd go kill all these people and write, like, it's so stupid. Like, it's funny, but it's not funny. But like, they would break into a house. They were doing what they were called Helter Skelters at night, where they would break into someone's house and rob it and destroy it. They weren't hurting people yet, but they would break into someone's house and they would write like pig on the wall and kill honkies, and they would leave. This is the true thing. They would leave watermelon seeds and watermelon rinds.
Because all black people, when they're breaking into the house, they're eating watermelon at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you really think,
so they would leave. They would
That's
leave.
terrible.
They would do crimes to make it look like as if it was done by black people.
and realistically for that time frame, that's kind of ingenious.
No, it really wasn't.
Well, I mean, look
Like,
at it this
every
way. I mean,
cop that
like,
went in was like, "This is definitely not done by a black guy."
really.
Yeah, 100%. They're like, all right,
There's chopsticks here. A Chinese man had to break in.
yeah, that's literally what. Like, Charlie Manson's theory was he was going to start a race war. The world was going to kill itself, and then once the ashes were done, they lived in the mountains,
That's
and then he
fucking
would rise up
far-fetched, yeah.
and be the ruler of the new free world. And
Oh my God.
yeah, that was his theory. And what he would do is he would perform these miracles in front of them. But what he was doing was he was giving them acid and stuff and getting them super high and then just doing shit in front of them. You know what I mean? And they're like, he's performing miracles. He's Jesus.
Well,
You could just do this in front of someone high on acid.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
fun fact about Charlie Manson, he actually auditioned for the Beach Boys.
That's
Yeah.
right. He did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was friends with them. I thought.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
And like apparently had a really great singing voice then too, and it's just like,
I did hear that. Yeah.
Wow.
well, if you listen to the recordings, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. What?
I heard it. I wasn't impressed.
I mean, at that
Oh,
time.
back then, anyway.
He more or less was intimidating people to listen to their music.
Oh
Oh,
God.
that's awful.
Because he was creepy. He was fucking scary. And he had even when that time, he had a track record with police activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird dude.
So you give the movie what out of 10? 4 out of 10?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I would, it's
No. Well, yeah, do that. We'll do both.
Sharon
one in the
Tate, I'll give it a 0 'cause I didn't even finish it. And the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I really liked it. I don't think it was my favorite Tarantino movie, but I really, really enjoyed it. I say out of 5, I'll give it like a 4.25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going on
So-
tapped ratings there.
Yeah.
See, I like 10 because I feel there's more
10.
spectrum.
I'll go 8.
Oh, well, that's
pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Worth your time sitting down.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Bruce Lee's in it.
Yeah, and
Is it kicking ass?
the
No.
family the family was super pissed at that.
Yeah.
Of Bruce.
So
Bruce
I
Lee.
won't give it away, but in the movie, it's pretty much about Leonardo DiCaprio as an actor who always played the bad guy, but then he moves onto like spaghetti westerns.
Okay.
But he was a really good actor, but he always played the bad guy who would get beat up by the hero. You know what I mean? Like he never got over. But the whole movie was based on Leonardo DiCaprio and his stuntman. I guess it wasn't uncommon for stuntmen to hang out with their lead, and they would like, hey, this is my stunt guy.
Yeah.
He does all my stuff, but we're like best friends, and we hang out in real life. And if I get a role, I'm trying to get him a role. So it was kind of based on that format. But Brad Pitt's character was the stuntman, and I guess he's on set one day, and Bruce Lee's like, oh, these I'm this, I'm that. And he's talking, and Brad Pitt just laughs. And they're like, well, who would win in a fight, you or Muhammad Ali? And he goes, they are really warriors, and they fight. But who would win a fight between you and Muhammad Ali? He goes, I would cripple him. And Brad Pitt just laughs, and he goes, am I saying something funny? He goes, yeah, I think it's funny that you think in any world that you would fight Muhammad Ali and win. And he's like, you realize I would kill you with my hands are lethal weapons. And he goes, I just think you ballerinas say that shit so you don't have to get into a real fight. He goes, you play fight. He goes, karate's play fighting. He goes, boxers legit go in there and fight each other. Because karate's like point fighting. Like, whoa, if you touch him,
Kick someone's ass with karate,
Yeah,
though.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But most guys so here's the thing with karate. Karate was a very good form until the idea of mixed martial arts came in, and you can
Yeah, but
cross.
there's tons of like Asian fighting styles.
Yes,
that
but
but they've been around for years and
Out
years.
of most of them, karate is the one that
the most plain or basic.
not
I'd
just
say.
plain, but it was one that was reserved for the longest time as like one of the deadliest forms of martial arts. But then when they end up finding out later, it's really, really not.
Yeah. But I think Bruce Lee knew more.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Made
like
his own style,
He,
Jeet Kune Do.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jeet Kune Do. He made his own style of it and stuff. But it was kind of like they were kind of like saying like he was good, but maybe not as good as people thought he was.
Okay.
So he gets in a fist fight with Brad Pitt's character, and he doesn't do very well.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think Bruce Lee would probably the real Bruce Lee would probably beat the shit out of some stuntman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now maybe not Muhammad Ali, but some stuntman. Yeah, he's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Brad Pitt's character had, like, he was like legit, like he fought, he was a fighter, and he was kind of a badass. And then he was kind of the whole theory, the whole thing is he murdered his wife and got away with it. But
Oh,
they
God.
don't talk about it. Yeah, it's weird, but yeah. But it was really funny, the scene. He's like, I just think you little ballerinas talk that shit about your hands being lethal weapons, so you don't have to get into a real fight. He's like, you're tough on screen, but I've never seen you fight anyone in real life. Like pretty much saying like, you ever see those guys who walk up and they do like the power of the chi, where they just go like this and
Yeah.
you pass out.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
well,
like,
yeah, that's nonsense.
or like the guy comes out with your knife and he's like,
Yeah.
and he disarms them. He's like, no way. In a real, like, you're getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, some people could give. They come out the, like a Ronda can. You throw a punch at Ronda, she's gonna knock you.
you judo.
down.
Yeah, you should throw a punch, but
Yeah.
if it was a Ronda versus a knife, I
I don't know.
don't know.
It depends. All depends. I mean, some of them guys are really good. I mean, not saying that. I don't know Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I found that that
Oh,
show
yeah,
I was
yeah.
looking for. Card Captor Sakura is the
sm-
first one.
Oh
that's
yeah,
classic,
that's
heading to
that's an old
Netflix.
one. Yeah.
So they're going to get a whole line of classic anime to come to them.
Project A-ko. That's the
Bring
ones I
Speed
liked.
Racer. It's the only anime I liked. I liked Speed Racer.
I would have to break out
I
my
couldn't
Speed
tell you anything
Racer.
about it. I watched it back in the day. I know there's a little monkey guy. And
Spritle and Chim Chim.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Sailor Moon
I like Speed
Tuxedo
Racer.
Mask.
and Ronin Warriors.
Wasn't Tuxedo's mask, or was his mask was like his brother or something like that?
No, Tuxedo Mask was...
Or Racer X was his brother.
Racer X, yeah, that was in
Yeah.
Speed Racer, yeah. And he
I thought the
supposedly
movies were
died.
good when they made the movies.
I thought the Speed Racer movie, the live action one by the Wachowski sisters now,
Was
it's
good.
probably- It was good. It was a good,
I
good
liked it.
flick. It
Yeah.
was a good flick. I'm totally agreeing with you on that.
I didn't see it. Can't say.
It pissed me off because they gave it a C. I go, what the fuck are you watching? Like, that's exactly like a Speed Racer episode, 100% down to a T.
Who was Speed Racer? Was anyone famous?
You know,
Famous for the time.
Actually,
Okay.
the guy who plays Sharon Tate's friend in the movie, I think, was the same guy who played Speed Racer.
it's the same guy that also plays the one kid in The Girl Next Door that's dating the porn star.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
I've never seen the movie.
He looks like a.
I'm trying to think.
He looks like a
Long
poor man's
time.
Frankie Muniz, or not Frankie Muniz.
No. The one guy, he was one on Boy Meets World. Yeah, he was like,
I don't know.
I
like a
can't think of
like
his
a
name.
'90s sitcom kid.
Emil Hirsch?
Oh,
Emil
okay.
Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch. That's it. Emil Hirsch.
He's good.
He is.
I like him.
Yeah, he plays. He's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'm gonna go out and say I have never seen him in anything.
Yeah, he
But I
was-
don't watch many movies.
But he was in The Girl Next Door and the Speed Racer, and he was Speed Racer too, and it was a really cool like ending. Then how he won the race and how they did everything.
I think people
was
were
wild.
upset because Speed Racer, like they would race in the deserts and stuff like that, and this movie was kind of like all done
super
with,
futuristic.
it was like super futuristic, and it was like a Hot Wheels track.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it was.
mean,
It was.
I have a
I think it was
problem
one of
with
those things. It was at the time where people were hating on Transformers because they were relying on anything but over CGI, and Speed Racer was over CGI'd,
okay.
but it looked cool. Like I thought it looked cool.
I have an argument with the Transformers though. Transformers just more solely refer to some A/B lists, stars to tell the story versus having the Transformers.
I just want to see
actually talk
robots
about
turn into cars and fight each other. That's all.
That's
all I care
exactly
about.
what I wanted. And
I
they
don't
did
care about
like
the
the
humans
They're
at
like
all.
cartoon,
Yeah.
yeah.
2 fucking minutes and an
I mean,
hour
Megan
and a
Fox
half
is hot,
movie.
but I don't care.
Didn't the
She's
la-
not a good actress.
Yeah,
though.
she's not.
In the first one, I'm saying.
Didn't Transformers get better when Wahlberg was in there? Like they thought they actually made them look like them. Like I never seen it, but they said the last 2 were actually decent.
I thought the first one I thought was really good. The second one's
I don't
Third
know.
one's kind of
I can't.
and then after that
really
they were.
assess.
I just Optimus Prime just like I must die to save the world. Like
Well, that's-
please kill me.
the second one he's dead for half of it. I'm like, what? Why are you
he
killing
gets
the main
fucking
character?
mangled.
Then they bring him back to life, and he's like, "Why did you bring me back? I now have to die again." Like he's just
heard they were
always
so
trying.
bad.
He's always trying to kill himself for the greater
know.
good. Please shoot me in the face.
No, it's not like that.
He's trying to be like a noble suicider.
Yeah,
Jesus
A
Christ.
martyr.
yeah.
A martyr, yeah.
He's got to be a martyr in every movie. Oh, the
Every other movie,
the-
Optimus Prime
the
dies.
box. You have to take
Was
the
it
box.
was
out of my chest.
Mark Wahlberg in the Bumblebee one? I heard that one's really good with John Cena. You see that one?
Yeah.
No, I
I
didn't.
heard that.
I
I
think there was
I
2.
like John Cena.
I seen the first one with Mark Wahlberg, and I didn't.
I don't know which one that
dislike
is.
it. That's the one where like he's like a mechanic, and he's actually fixing an old truck, and he ends up the truck being Optimus
I
Prime.
think that's 4.
And that's when the truck.
don't-
It wasn't
I
like the
don't- I didn't
purple
see that
flame
one.
truck. It actually looked like Optimus Prime.
I was so burnt out from the first 3
They, like,
Transformers
rebooted it.
movies. I was
The
like,
third one, I
fuck
was like,
this.
I'm done.
I'm
Actually,
done.
it was the
And
Mark
right.
Wahlberg movie, and then the next one after that was when they brought the Dinobots in. I think.
Oh, so that's like
The third
That'd be
third
4 and
one
5,
had that,
right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
then that's when they actually got like they were looking at like the ancient Transformers,
Yeah.
like they actually went out to
And
a, like
I
a
was-
helicopter field and shit.
I was kind of tapping halfway through the second one.
Yeah.
The
I have
third
to go
one
back
was
and-
just enough. I'm like,
The-
all right,
I think
done.
the Mark Wahlberg one was like a complete reboot.
I'll give it a shot, but I mean, I think
I have to check them out too.
I dealt with.
I thought
you know,
one was so good, but
wait,
the first one.
no, Randy,
Randy, who's Randy?
Andy, no.
Randy Marsh.
Andy, no, you made me so disgusted in that I called you Randy. Andy.
All right. Any other movies you guys watching or anything like that?
I watched Knives Out. That was really good.
Knives Out. Oh, is it that like?
Oh,
the
that's with
murder mystery one.
Yes. it's
Daniel
very,
Craig,
very-
Chris Evans.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
It's
good.
like everyone's comparing it to like the new Clue.
Yes, that's
Oh.
exactly
is
what
it,
it's
is it
like.
kind of funny?
Yeah, I'd say it's like a good mix of
Oh.
funny, drama, mystery. They're like the only 2 big actors, I would say. There's a few other ones that you would probably recognize from other works of like movies and TV here and there. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. It's very well done, very fast paced.
Yeah.
Keeps you guessing, I would say.
Yeah. Huh.
Interesting.
I like murder
definitely
mysteries.
look
I
at
like Clue's one of my favorite movies.
I like I
I love
like
Clue.
Clue.
It's my favorite game.
I think Clue is actually coming back. They're making another Clue movie.
I heard that.
Or I heard it's either they're making a Clue movie or they thought Knives Out was going to be the Clue movie and then realized like you know how it kind of leaks like they're making a Clue
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
and then like no it actually became Knives Out.
Oh.
So I don't know. The Clue might be a still thing, but I think people thought that Knives Out.
I
might
heard
be
about it, but I had no idea. I thought it was a horror movie because I
Yeah.
just heard the title and I was like,
Yeah.
They have if
It
they,
sounds
really
cool.
good.
if they
Yeah.
go for a whole complete reboot, what they really should take some,
I wonder if they've added any characters to the game over the years.
I don't think so.
No, I think
I
they
don't
still
think
kept the
so.
core.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
kept the core.
I know
Yeah.
Guess Who added characters because there was only one black guy, one black girl.
Of course, yeah, it's probably an Asian guy now.
Yeah. Well, no, there
Whole
was
bunch of
Asians, but literally, if you played Guess Who and you say, "Is your character black?"
it's
and
like
if you
it's
had
like
the
Mr.
black
Jones.
character, it
or
was
whatever.
literally like, and then you're like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" Girl, you're Henry.
Oh,
like,
boy.
like it was. If you have an original game of Guess Who, it's exactly what it was. There's one black guy in it.
Oh
if
my
you're like,
God.
"Is your guy a black guy?" They're like,
That's it.
click, click,
That's
click,
not
click,
good. Thank God they
Oh,
added
you win.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was always my first question. Are you the black guy? And they're like, we're playing again.
You think they would have thought of that?
I never really played that game, so I didn't really know.
I never did either.
Yeah, that wasn't
There
my
was nothing more disgraceful than you're like, because there was another one too. Where it's like, is your character red hair? And there was only like 4 redheads, so
Yeah.
like you literally could wipe the whole board out.
my
they did a
God.
horrible job with
Yeah.
that then.
Yeah, there was a whole guy who made a theory to it, like where he can finish every Guess Who game within 4 or 5 moves.
Yeah.
He had it down to a
Wow.
science. Yeah.
So
crazy.
there you go. There's a good evolution of a board game.
Yeah, how
Thank
about
God
that?
for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say there's not many. There's no Guess Who tournaments. Maybe there is somewhere, but
Oh my God.
I
That would be
don't-
a horrible
Do you know how
Yeah.
nutty that would be?
I don't want to go to that or watch it
No thanks.
or anything about it. Battleship tournament. No, that's maybe that's. I don't know.
Yeah, after the movie. Oh God.
Oh, the movie is terrible.
Oh God.
Hey, let's turn a Battleship into a kaiju movie. No, let's not.
I didn't watch it.
Oh my God.
It's like I don't know, Transformers kind of. But what's what was that movie where the
See the
they
new
fight
game
big
they added
monsters?
more
black people?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it
Pacific
up.
Rim.
Pacific
Oh,
Rim.
Pacific
See, I heard
Rim.
Pacific Rim was fun.
Battleship
People
is
said
Pacific
that was
Rim
really
was
good.
certainly fun. The first one. I didn't get to see the second
I
one.
didn't know there was a second one.
There is a second
I'm
one.
sorry.
Yeah.
There was one black character in the original Guess Who, and
Oh, that's
it was a
awful.
woman, and she looked exactly like
Aunt Jemima.
Wanda Sykes.
Oh, really?
Wanda
Oh.
Sykes.
Yeah, and then there was one like super Italian dude with a big black mustache.
Mario.
Yeah,
Super Italian.
but there was one black girl, but she was like not.
So you're gonna say
She
she
was-
was a black girl?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it was. Are you the
Or
black girl?
Mario.
Wow.
Mario from Super Mario.
Oh, boy.
But she wasn't even like she was like really light skinned black too, so it wasn't
Oh, of
even like.
course. Well, it was made
Mulatto.
in the '60s probably,
Yeah.
so or
That was-
maybe
that
the
was her.
'50s. Where? Oh God, she's not even black.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider her black.
She looks like Liza
That-
Minnelli.
Hold on, I'll show you. This is another picture of her.
Okay, there she looks a little more, but she's still very light skinned.
Oh, okay.
It was the only black character.
I gotta be the only black one. Look at him.
There was a Hispanic character, the one Hispanic character.
Looks like Gomez.
That's the black
Gomez
girl,
Adams.
and then that's the super Italian guy. They're the only. Everyone else is white.
Oh my God.
Of
That's
course.
awful.
Well, if a game was made in the '50s or '60s.
And Philip looked like Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played that game.
No, I never did
No.
either. It wasn't really
Yeah.
my
The only
cup of
thing that
tea.
was really cool, I was going click, 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 putting the faces
Yeah,
down.
never played it.
So, wrapping it up, Anthony, you got anything to plug?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I did too soon.
Yeah, you're
didn't I?
horrible at this. Any other movies or anything you guys
Sorry.
are into?
I watched Detective Pikachu as well. It's a little old by now,
I
but it was so
haven't
cute.
watched
I liked it.
I kind of want to watch it.
I liked
It's
it.
really good.
I
Yeah.
liked it. It was fun.
Next week I'll.
Was your favorite
talk about
Pokemon in it?
No, like as like kind of on the sidebar.
Who was your favorite?
Charmander's always been my favorite.
Oh, they did a little show.
There's
a little
not.
bit.
There's
yeah.
not many Pokemon in the game movie though, right?
No, not really. Yeah.
My favorite made it.
Really?
Gengar.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes, Gengar was.
Gengar.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Why does he sound like Macho Man?
He would sound like Otis.
Oh yeah.
He would.
Gengar.
That should be a Teespring shirt or a
Otis
shirt punch.
Gengar.
A shirt punch shirt. Otis Gengar.
God.
I watched one other movie. If any, does anyone have anything else?
I'm trying to think.
I
I've been watching Community. That's about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I
Community.
started watching The Simpsons, but I mean, Simpsons been out so long
Yeah.
that I don't have to talk about The Simpsons.
Dark Side of the Ring. That's the only thing I'm watching. That Solar Opposites.
Yeah.
and-
I want to kind of watch a little bit of Dark Side of the Ring now. I want to
They're-
watch
they're
the Owen
good.
Hart one.
That's
Yeah,
this week.
that's today actually.
Oh,
yeah.
It'll be on YouTube tomorrow.
I just ordered.
Whoa.
Owen Hart has his first T-shirt out in over 15, 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's done by the Dark Side of the Ring and Pro Wrestling Tees. I ordered it.
Wow.
Yeah, the
And-
logo one looks cool. The one with his face on it.
Yeah, they did a bad job with his face.
Oh.
But the last movie I watched, big fan of the TV show. Didn't have high hopes for the movie, and I'm glad I didn't because it was not entertaining. It was not very funny at all. It was very cringy. Impractical Jokers, the movie.
Ugh, I wouldn't
Never
give that
watched
2
that show.
seconds.
No.
It was
So is it a scripted movie?
yes.
So
It's a scripted movie, but they threw a few of their
Pranks.
like they put a few of like their TV show stuff in the movie.
Okay.
So it's like the best way to describe it is imagine it like if you watch Practical Jokers, just imagine it with way better cameras, like movie style cameras, and even it looks so good and so close up that you're like it doesn't even seem like it's legitly being filmed because it looks too good. Like
Yeah.
so it takes away from like the prank a little bit. They try to do it like Jackass,
Okay.
but it
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
But it didn't land the same way. Like Bad Grandpa,
Yeah.
where Johnny Knoxville was like that was funny.
Yeah,
Like
because he was actually going out being that character around
Yeah.
people that don't know.
yeah, it just didn't land for me.
Yeah.
I did.
I don't like those guys.
I do. I love
Uh-huh.
Impractical Joke. I think the show was really funny. I like them a lot, but the movie did nothing for me. And it's like when people are like, we should go see them because they go on the road and do shows like they're stand up comics.
Yeah.
But they literally just be like, hey everyone, here's behind the scenes stuff you've never seen, and they like talk to you like, hey, you're bald still, you're fat Joe,
Oh.
and then like that's like their whole stand up show thing.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, Nikolai went and seen it. He said he loved it, but it's not for me.
No.
But I even told him I was like the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm like it did nothing for me. It wasn't.
I
that
seen
good.
an ad and I was like, they're making a movie out of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
And they made it with the Funny or Die team, the people who made the.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're pretty good.
So I'm sorry. Is Impractical Jokers stand up or is
No,
it like
it's-
Jackass?
It's like a real. It's like a.
It's a show.
A
It's
reality
like a
show where
punked.
they
It's like a punk.
yeah, they have
really.
to challenge the guys to do like goofy things. in
So
front
like
of
Yeah.
other
if like
people.
say if it's us
Oh.
four, we all have to go out and do this game or this task, and whoever doesn't complete the task has to do a punishment, and they have to do whatever the punishment is. So, but during the game, you can stop whenever you want. But if you finish the show with too many X's, you have to do the punishment. And sometimes the punishments are insane. Like the one guy was like, "You lost, you don't get a tattoo."
oh,
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he got Jaden Smith tattooed on his leg.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I'd
don't
be like,
think
you
I
know
could
what?
do that.
See you
No.
later.
but yeah, that's the thing.
I
If you
quit.
refuse to
Bye.
do the main thing,
Yeah.
you're off the show.
No problem.
Yeah, but they make a lot of money, so money talks, you know. Or like the one guy was terrified of heights, so like, oh, we're taking you skydiving, and he like cried the whole way, like he was bawling his eyes out.
I don't know. I think all four of those guys seem very unlikable.
I don't know. I think
and
they're
like,
funny.
Kind of like the
I love Q.
kind of like asshole jocks in school, or asshole, not necessarily jocks, but just asshole people.
I think
in
it
school.
was Q apparently because my
Their whole school, they're all friends with Kevin Smith.
Oh.
They're all from Red
I
Bank,
love
New
Kevin
Jersey.
Smith.
Yeah. Or no, they're all from Staten Island.
yeah.
But Q also somehow knows Kevin Smith. Q's
I
actually
would not.
Q is he's part of the one podcast. Tell him Steve Dave.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know though. I know. I think it might be Q. Apparently, there was something that they made him do. Apparently, he was getting married, and here the bride left him for a cop, and like, oh, you have to be a cop or something like that. And
Oh,
like,
in real life, his
Yeah, it was
wife left him for the girl he was going to marry left for a cop, so they always like kind of pick on him for it on the
boy.
show.
That's
I'm
so
like,
sad.
Yeah, and he was a firefighter, so like he was like a New York City firefighter, and there's like that old rivalry between New York City
Yeah,
Fire Department
yeah.
and cops.
Poor guy.
Speaking of another good show about New York firefighters, I don't know if you ever watched it, Rescue Me.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
that-
Dennis
that
I
show.
watched a
Leary.
few episodes.
Good,
Yeah.
good fucking show. I like
Dennis
that
Leary
show.
is the shit.
But all right, anything else, guys? Nothing.
I think we're good.
All right, go ahead, Ben. You're up.
Okay, Tony, you got anything about
Nothing.
All right, fair enough. Andy, what do you got?
Nothing really. This show and then the wrestling show, which is Turn On That Podcast, and that is it. And
Okay.
You go listen to his Redskins show, I guess, too, if you like the Redskins.
Bros on the
yeah,
Board,
I
There
haven't
you go.
recorded anything for that in a little bit.
Okay, then don't listen to that right
It's kind
now.
of hard to get content when there's really
when there's no
nothing.
football. And there's
Yeah.
what are you going to talk about?
They don't even have training camp or anything.
Yeah.
It's in a
so, yeah.
halt.
Well, when it does happen.
But when it does happen,
Yeah.
take a look into it.
And then
You might
go,
like it.
And then go
You
on
might not like
Kickstarter and check out that Necroman at
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
and go check out the
a
interview.
couple days.
We are looking to put all of the episodes back on YouTube. So hopefully, if you are someone who is listening to YouTube, maybe we can bump our numbers up again.
Yeah.
But listen, man, if you have to listen on YouTube, I get it, and I appreciate you for doing so. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. It definitely helps us. But also, we get paid if you listen to the audio because there's like a 30-second commercial, and we get a couple cents.
And I think it's easier to just use your podcast thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
whatever
fair enough.
podcast thing you use, it just
yeah,
loads it
we're
right
not.
up.
I'm
There you go. Boom.
I'm still not doing videos of unboxing on a camera and then uploading them on YouTube and doing it that way because it's a pain in the ass to render videos. So all unboxings will be done on Facebook Live until I can get a new computer.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's
easier.
Hey, he's giving you a fair reason why we're not doing it.
Hey, if you want us to be more active on YouTube with more videos, buy merch or hit that donation
There you
button
go.
and drop a donation. Give us a tip, and we can buy a laptop faster.
Fun stuff.
What's the
Yeah.
best nation? Donation.
Yeah.
What's the best city? Generosity. I heard a homeless black man say that once.
So, and Breed, you got anything to plug?
No.
All right, fair enough.
Gears Raspberry Iced Tea comes out tomorrow, May 21st.
We'll try it. We'll try it
Yes.
on next show. Next show we will try.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll
Look
do
forward to
a
that.
Facebook
May 20th.
Live.
May 20th.
We'll do a Facebook Live before we go on the air, before we record.
Yeah, we'll
And,
be able to get somebody.
But here's the thing, too, real quick. And I probably said this before, but if you're the first time you're listening or anything, my goal is to, when I get this new laptop, we are going to live stream the show. It's going to be a
Yes.
live stream show. So, like, we will start every day. Every show will start at 9 o'clock, and we will be on, so you could literally watch us as we're doing the show right from YouTube.
I was like, just yawn.
And it'll have like really cool, like you'll have the donation button right there where you donate, and we can say, hey, thank you for the donation. Like we could be really interactive with you guys, but that's the goal is to make them live.
Really build the stuff up, make it more.
And it's easier because now
Viewer-friendly.
I don't have to render it because it's already on YouTube. And I just literally take the audio off the board and
Done
upload
and
it,
done.
and I'm done. And
Yeah.
it'd be so much
It's
easier.
gonna be nice.
Yeah, and it'd be
Gonna
we
nice.
can interact with you guys. It'd be a lot of fun. So that's the goal. Help us get to that goal faster by buying merch and hitting that donation button. Spoiler alert: you can buy merch. It's fantastic. It's the name out there, but we don't make much money off merchandise. So,
Right, right.
Yeah.
And I would like to plug Bangin' Beers. We're going to be doing a show this week. What are we doing for our lineup?
This Friday is
week?
going to be
This
the
Friday.
collaboration episode.
Collaboration episode. So it's the social distancing collaborations. We have an Evergreen and Abomination one, as well as Breaker.
It's going to be
and Abomination.
collaborations in general. 'Cause
Oh, just in general?
Yeah,
Oh.
'cause-
Oh, I thought you were going in particular. Okay.
we not all the beers are the social distancing collaborations.
Right. There's two that are social distancing.
Yeah, and then
though.
we have every beer we're doing is a collaboration beer.
Okay, right, right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun lineup. And then we're doing anything on Saturday or
Don't
snow,
know yet.
Maybe
We are
I
getting
don't
beers
know.
from maybe from the beer shack, but we're not going to be drinking them because we're doing the social the collaboration episode.
Fair enough.
So we'll figure it out.
Fair enough. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. There's going to definitely be content of that as well. So that'll wrap it up.
Nah, Cool in High School. Here's Look Alive. See you guys next time.